Hello, everyone who's here already. So, welcome to the pre-stream. I'll be kicking off in about just over 9 minutes, as you can clearly see by the timer ticking away in the bottom corner there. Um, but yeah, if you have any questions or anything to talk about before we start, and just give me a shout. So, uh, okay, yes, I see what you mean, Alexander, about probably about setting up the filters. Um, Now, the way I've been trying to do it is by putting the inserters on, so that by putting all of the exserters on them or the outserters, and then programming them before I put the inserters on to put the stuff into the machine, which should mean that the recipe is therefore set and everything's ready to go. And so, yes, as you say, I can then set the filter on the sorter as it's built. Um, but that requires me to remember to do that before I put the inserters on them. So, it's always a little bit 50-50 as to whether I remember that or not. Still, that's a good tip. Thank you. I see. So you mean try and catch the sorter after you've built it, but before it actually does anything? Yeah, that's fair enough. Again, if the machine is already up and running and doing things, then there's a bit of a okay. If there's a keyboard shortcut, that might make it a bit easier. But yeah, if the machine is already running because you've already put down the inserter to load it, then probably as soon as you put the sorter on the output, it's just going to start grabbing things and bringing them out, and there's a reasonable chance it'll get it wrong. So I try and get it right by putting things down in the right order and programming them as I go, but it's fairly easy to forget, especially if I'm not paying quite as much attention as I should be. In Factorio, I have the oh, while building it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'll try and find that one when I start playing them. That sounds interesting. In Factorio, I get round it by using because there's a different type of inserter that does the sorting, and so that one won't actually do anything when you first put it down. You have to actually program it before it'll start passing anything at all across. Uh, but yeah, in DSP, there it's the same thing, and you can just set the filters on them. So slightly harder to get it right, but also means you're carrying less different things around with you. So swings and roundabouts. In fact, I'm going to have a quick look at that, see if I can see what you mean. Um, Even though I'm not supposed to be actually playing anything yet, but don't tell anyone. Shh. So doesn't seem to be an obvious way to do that. I've uh, the tooltips just say click to start building or right click to put the item back. Tab doesn't do anything. And that makes sense because most of the time you'll probably want that. Uh, no, it doesn't. I can't see how that works, but it's something I can try a bit later, I guess. Give it a try when the game's up, when there's a few more people watching, and hopefully between us we'll be able to work it out. Oh, in-game help. Yes, oh yes, because I definitely read and remembered every single thing that told me. Let's see if I can find it again. It's blueprints. Press A. No, no. The big problem with in-game pop-up help like that is, well, firstly, people don't want to read an entire novel just to get started on the game, so they tend to skip it. And secondly, even if you do read it, none of it means anything to you at that point because you don't understand what it's. I mean, yeah, okay, I understand the words, but I don't understand the concepts and how all the different machines come together. So, whilst it is probably giving me lots and lots of useful advice, I'm not necessarily going to remember the important bits of it later when I get round to things. So that's actually something we've been thinking about at work, is considering putting in some sort of tooltippy, oh, it looks like you're trying to write a letter type help, um, although not quite like Clippy, admittedly. But the trick is because nobody actually wants to read it when it first pops up. They want to just sort of get in and fiddle with the software and see what they're doing. So the trick, one of the things we're definitely going to do if we do implement something like that is have it so that you can get back to it later when you realise that actually you do have some questions, and the inline help that popped up will actually might be the place to tell you the answers to those questions. So it's a nice idea, but the problem is you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. Yeah, too much front loading of info. That's a very good way to put it. Um, it's like, yes, too much box text at the beginning of the adventure, and nobody wants to sit through all of that. Especially, it's even worse when you're streaming because you've got people you're trying to sort of at least vaguely entertain while you're at it. So they're not going to want to sit there through you spending 5 minutes reading through all of the reading through a couple of screens of text, or even worse, and there's probably more than 5 minutes of reading going on there. Yes, I could read it all out, but then people who've played the game before and know what they're doing don't want to listen to somebody reading all of that for 10 minutes. So it's a slightly tricky one, but it allows me to find out a bit about how intuitive the game is just by throwing myself into it at the deep end and going, what happens if I click on all this stuff? Does it explode? Oh no, it seems to be all right. Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting problem. But then, in theory, a game should be intuitive and discoverable enough that you don't need enormous quantities of help to get you into it. Or often it'll do the sort of things like where Portal did the training as you go through the game, and you just sort of learn things. But you're sort of tricked into playing through a tutorial without really realizing it. And that, I mean, Portal is probably the gold standard for that sort of thing because it did it so well. But lots of other games have got bits where it'll teach you a new trick just as you go through and pick things up gradually a bit at a time. And to be fair, Dyson Sphere Program has done pretty well. I mean, I was a complete beginner at the game when I started playing it. I'm probably missing out on a few things. There's definitely been a number of things that chat have told me about that I hadn't realised. And there's probably a lot of stuff I'm missing out on, and I'm definitely playing it as if it's Factorio because that's what I'm familiar with. But I'd say I've not had any sort of serious struggles. The biggest problem I've been having is with this sort of the 3D-ness of the world and trying to get things to place where I want them to and trying to see things. So yeah. Set the recipe, click on the building with the sorter, then you set the filter, then click a second time on the belt. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, of course, because you don't. Yes, you don't set. Oh, hang on. I was going to say because you don't set the filters on the sorters. You set the filters on the machine itself. But set the recipe. Set the recipe on this one. Um, hang on. So right. So get the sorter. Click on the building. Fine. But how do you set the filter? I've clicked on the yeah. We'll have a look in 35 seconds when I actually start the stream. Because I feel like I'm trying to be at least a little bit good about having a separate pre-stream thing, because there might be people who are perfectly timing their joining to come along at exactly 7:30 when the official stream starts. Turn game sounds on. Resume. Right. There we go. That looks like everything should. Yeah, everything. Oh, not everything's working because for some reason the sound isn't being passed through. Oh, for goodness sake, OBS. 1 moment, please. I shall try and work out why the sound isn't appearing in the right place. No, that's why. Huh? What have I? It'd be nice one of these days to actually start a stream and have everything just work without having to go in and then fiddle with the various settings. I shall be with you in a moment because I know exactly what the problem is here. It just takes a bit of clicking around to fix it. There we go. There's some game sounds. Right. Okay, so let's see. So here is a building. So we take an inserter. This is a fast inserter, but that doesn't matter. Click on that. Press tab, and nothing happens, as far as I can tell. Pressing tab. I shall try and gratify you as instantly as possible. Av. Yeah, so that doesn't do it. Tab doesn't do anything at this point, as far as I can tell, and I don't think I'm being blind. Anyway, right. Welcome to Laurence Plays, or Laurence Streams, whatever I'm calling it these days. This is Dyson Sphere program. We are at the moment. Last week I got the yellow science up and running, so we've got this nice bright blazing belt of yellow science going all the way over there, and red science as well, following the similar route. So that's going quite nicely. And then I started off building all of the random extra bits and pieces that I'm going to need in order to make the long range logistics stuff. So if we have a look in here, I want to make the planetary logistics station, which is as far as I'm aware, is basically a space elevator that you presumably connect to a box at the bottom, or maybe probably more likely to a belt at the bottom actually. And then at the top you have these little robot things that buzz around in orbit around the planet, and will take things and will transport things around for you and take them to wherever they're needed between the space elevators. The next step above that is this thing, which probably clips onto the top of it, or maybe it's just a bigger space elevator. I'm not quite sure. But this is the Interstellar one, but it's also an interplanetary one. Put one of those in, and you can then use the bigger logistics vessels to transport stuff between planets. So I want to get this up and running because I don't have very much silicon. That's these little green boxes. And so I want to try and get more silicon being brought from the planet that I can't see because it's daylight at the moment, but it's somewhere out there. There is another planet that has a nice supply of silicon and a nice supply of titanium on it, and I want to go and loot that. So that's going to be making those is my objective for today, or at least my first objective for today. So looking at these buildings, the first one, this requires steel, which I've got, plus titanium, which I've got. Processors, which I've now just about started making. I'm not sure if everything's working there, but I've just about started making those. And particle containers, which I haven't done yet. Particle containers, right, this is where it starts to get a bit silly. Particle containers require electromagnetic turbines, copper ingots, which I do have, and graphene, which I don't. Graphene requires energetic graphite, which I've got, and sulfuric acid, which I haven't, which requires refined oil and stone and water, all of which I've got. So that's how we make that. Then going back to here, we also need to make the turbines, which require electric motors and magnetic coils, both of which I've already got. So there's quite a lot of stuff that goes into these things. I can see how all of it's going to get made. It's just going to be a case of cramming it all in here, there, and elsewhere, and so on. So that should be reasonably manageable. Then there's this one, which is the Interstellar Logistics Station, which requires the Planetary Logistics Station and titanium alloy, and then some more of these purple particle containers. The titanium alloy I haven't started making yet, but that's titanium, steel, and the acid again. So again, probably manageable. Also going to need to make the little spaceship things. So the little logistics drones are iron processors and thrusters. I'm not making thrusters, but they're just steel and copper, so that's not too bad. These ones are titanium alloy again, big processors, and reinforced thrusters, which okay, so there's lots and lots going into all of this stuff, but most of it seems manageable. It's just going to extend my bus the rest of the way around the planet, probably. We shall see how that goes. Yeah, I've been sort of assuming that the logistics bots are going to be basically the same as logistics bots in Factorio, but slightly more, a bit more like the trains, because they're a bit more point to point. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so over here I don't have any spare outputs. There must be some around here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's give this a shot then. Boom, boom, boom. That from there. Ah. Oh, okay. Yes, so we can set the filter by tabbing it, or by using left and right. Awesome. Right, okay, so that does work. Great, thank you. I'll try and remember that, and not poo-poo your suggestions in the future. I do apologise. Okay, so yeah, that's good. That'll allow me to do that. So while I'm over here, Oh yes, in the video, in last week's video, which I assume everybody's watched because the videos are the quick and easy catch-ups for these things. I had a couple of thoughts. So the first one is, when this runs out or starts to run low, which it will sooner or later, we'll get to the point where these will empty, and that means this belt will empty. So in theory, that does mean that we'll start making more because we'll run out of hydrogen because we won't have any oil to make it from. So this will start to flow, and therefore we'll make more oil. However, that's not going to be sufficient because we're going to have problems with the refined oil not being passed through whilst that's happening. So what I'm going to do is that and that and that to break that up. So now this is this belt here is just bringing in the refined oil for the hydrogen processing. Over here, I'm going to put in another splittertron. So actually, I'm going to need to get rid of a bit more belt along. Delete. There we go. A bit more belt along there, and then put in a splitter. That can go, yeah, there's as good as anywhere, I suppose. Put that there. And then that goes in there. Oh, yeah. Comes out there and goes back around here, so we can still carry on feeding that one. But also, and more importantly, it's going to come out of here. And is there room for me to go up a level here? There is not. Okay. In that case, I'll go up a level here, and then go across over the top of this one, and then all the way over here to join on to this belt up here. Oh, it's up 2 levels. That's fine. Lack of item. Oh, for goodness sake. Give me that. And, give me that as well. Right, where was I? So, you go from there to, where is it? There. Bloop. Right, so now we've got a bypass for the refined oil being taken into the base. So even if this, as we start, if we do run out of it, then I don't know if this is actually going to help. I mean, I need to set this as a priority to start with. That'll help a bit. The question is, what's going to happen when this does run out? We're going to start the hydrogen. This is going to fail. The hydrogen's going to start pouring through from there. I'm not sure how happy I am with this. What I want is a thing that says I want to be able to use the circuit conditions basically, and just say if this tank has less than 10,000 in it, then prioritize this input instead of this input. But I'm pretty sure that's a Factorio thing, and I'm not aware of Dyson Sphere program having a circuit network like that. However, I think we're probably going to be okay with that, at least for the time being. So, right, what's next? I think the sulfuric acid is probably the next thing to do, because that's using a lot of the stuff that I'm already messing around with over here. However, there isn't really a good place to put that. I think I'm kind of running out of space a bit. So I've got all my oil processing going on over here. This is making the hydrogen and the carbon here, and the oil is coming out from here, as well as and the hydrogen, of course. And I've got water. I do have water in there as well, which is quite nice. But I need to somewhere put in a system that's going to take in some of this refined oil and turn it into sulfuric acid. Now I could put it off the back of here, but I think that's a bad idea because I want to leave this area available to expand the titanium crystal production and probably the and the yellow science production. So I want that to be able to just expand up this way as I need more and more of any of the things in the list here. So I guess the answer in that case is probably to build this belt all the way over to here, and then start doing the sulfuric acid over here, because there is water nearby, so I can make the acid there, and I can backfeed on a bus. That's not a problem. I'm used to doing that sort of thing. So let's take this from there. Oh, I need to go up over the everythings here, like that, and then down again. So I can come all the way under here, over to about, let's go to there for now. That seems like a good distance. So now I can split off from there and now have a little bit of a think about the sulfuric acid production, because I've forgotten what goes into that already. So that's, oh, and stone. Stone is the other thing. Which one of these belts is stone? I think it's this one. No, it's steel. Maybe stone isn't. Oh. Excuse me while I grumble again at the 3D nature of the game that makes it hard to spot where everything is. I think stone hasn't made it that far enough along the belt, along the bus rather. So somewhere. Oh no, no, well, no, one of those stone bricks. Where is stone? Actual stones. There it is. It's all the way up here. Wow. Okay, one really long belt coming up then. Because that needs to go from here. Oh, straight into the back of this into the back of this iron mine. Great. Let's bring that to here then, and then we'll go up about a bajillion. How high do you need to go up to go over one of these? About that much. Okay, that's fine then. So we'll go over the top of that. And I have to admit, the 3D does have its advantages in that you can just go straight over the top of things just for fun and just because they're in the way. Let's bring it back down to earth again with a bump, and then worry about how much more of it I need to do later. Oh, the same coal area is in the way again. Okay, so how much do we need to go up to get over that? A 1 appears to be enough. Awesome. I'll just carry on to there then in that case. Then can come back down again and continue along this way. So I'm quite glad that the bus that I've been building, I've been doing it following my rules well enough that I was then able to just bring another belt of this through here like this. Oh, it does sound pretty cool. So yeah, and I've got a nice yellow line of here coming through and glowing very nicely, as you say. But yeah, I can imagine having those as just sort of as rings all the way around the planet would look pretty nice. Especially if you did them at sort of absolute maximum height, so they were just way above everything, just going around looking, just glowing suspiciously all the way. That would be pretty cool, yes. Right, so I need another water pump, so that's this one? Water pump, yes. And I've actually not got all the bits and pieces I need to build that. Of course I haven't, because that would make it easy. So let's try and find some iron first. I know iron, this is iron, isn't it? No, stone bricks. So there we go, there's iron. And motors, is that this one? Yes. Right, so give me another one of those. That I will put in about here, just to keep it out of the way. It's a production building. Can't find it. Let's do it like this, it's probably easier. Okay, so we'll put that. Yeah, there seems like a good place. It's kind of out of the way. And then we'll have a belt of water coming out of here, like this. And then I presume the sulfuric acid is made in a chemical plant, but I'm going to check that because I've got this sort of thing wrong before. Yes, chemical facility. Do I have any of those? Yes, I do. Excellent. We'll put that in. Let's put it yeah, because there's 3 things that go in and 1 that comes out. So we'll put it there with a bit of a gap, and that means I can then run this oil belt over from over there. And I put down a bit too much of it, so let's get rid of a little bit of that. And I'm going to need to put down some ground here, so I need the that one. Blimp. Is that in the right place? Near enough. So now I need a splitter in this mode. So it's going to come across there. Put there. Belt goes in, belt comes out. Can't explain that. Comes over here. There we go, like that. And that'll be the oil. The other thing was the stone, wasn't it? So I'm going to want that to come across here. So that's more foundation over here. I'm using up quite a lot of soil pile making these, but never mind. I think it's totally worth it and also totally needed. is there room for this here? I want to put that in. There will do, actually, yes, let's put that there. Belt in the back, belt out the front, to about, yeah, about here, and down, and along the side of this one. Then I'm going to also want belt coming back out again, but we'll worry about that a bit more in a moment when we work out where we want all this stuff to go. Also, going to need power. Of course, we're going to need power. Everything needs power, so we'll put in a tower here, power tower like that. Boom. And then back to logistics and inserters. One for you, one for you, one for you, and one for you. Sorted. Actually, let's pull up a bit of that because I'm going to want this to go. No, this. There we go. I'm going to want this to go up more or less straight away. Are you a happy bunny? No, because I'm giving you a recipe. Okay, make that. Now are you a happy bunny? I hear gurgling noises. That's a pretty good sign. Yes. There we go. That's a very, very slow recipe. Oh, actually, no, it's chucking them out fairly quickly now it's made them. This obviously makes several at once. I don't know what that. I haven't looked at the recipe. Okay, that's fine. So, good. We're making the sulfuric acid now. And as usual, if I need more of it, I can extend it off this way as far as necessary. Yeah, I do gradually learn as I play these games. I try to only make the same mistake once or twice at worst, ideally. Sometimes it's more than that, but in theory, I try not to make the same mistakes too often. But yes, I am gradually getting used to the control system and how to deal with the 3D-ness and all that sort of other shenaniganery. So I noticed these machines can also make the carbon, the graphene. And since that's made from carbon and sulfuric acid, I feel like I might as well do that in the same place. So if I take if I put down another bubble plant here like this, then this can grab from the same belt. I'm not doing direct insertion because I know there's lots of things that are going to require the sulfuric acid. However, that might be just in range for me to do this. No, it's not. Okay, let's get rid of this and move it a bit closer in so it is in range. Stop that. Let's put that. Yeah, let's put it there, and then we can put the other ingredient on the other side. And that'll be fine. And that shall hopefully mean I can do the direct insertion as I was just talking about, where I take that from there to there. Now, granted, it's a fairly long way for the inserter to be passing things, but I'm cautiously optimistic that it'll be okay. So we're going to have you making graphene with this recipe, not the candy floss recipe. Then on the other side, okay, we're going to need the excitable carbon. Where's the excitable carbon come from? Let's land here and charge the batteries up while I look for the carbon. Is that carbon? Yes, it is. Yeah, that one. Okay, so let's now take another belt out to the bottom of here. Whoop, and head straight over this way with it like that. That's much longer than it needs to be. In fact, it's too much longer than it needs to be. Let's get rid of a bit of that, because I don't want to end up holding too much carbon if I can avoid it. I'm still charging. The problem with having the massive battery on the mech is it takes a long old time to charge up, especially if you're short of power, which I probably am. I don't know. No, actually, no, I've got plenty of power. It's just not charging the mech. Well, probably is charging the mech up quite quickly. It's just there's so much power to put into it that it takes for bloomin' ever. Can I make another one of those lightning bolt towers? Whatever they're called, the charging towers. No, that needs more plasma exciters. Okay, never mind. I don't care enough to want to build another one. Okay, so from over there, we're going to need another splitter about here. So actually that's probably going to fit in just on the land, and I need to pull that back a little bit further. So we're sticking the splitter over there. Splash. No, move that way. There we go. It's not a very obedient robot sometimes. Right, so we need another one of these, and that's going to go here. I've got 2 towers, so that's giving me hopefully double charging speed. But yeah, it's still not quite enough, which is why I was thinking, do I have the bits and pieces I need to make even more towers? And it turned out I didn't, which is a shame. but maybe later. That and that and that. So there we go. There's the good. It is the energetic carbon. I had a sudden, oh no, have I grabbed the wrong thing? But no, that is the carbon that I want. This is the carbons that I'm looking for. Right. So you know what to make. You just need your inserters like that and that, and apparently power. I don't care if I use 10% of my power up for something. That's fine. It's I mean, it's what the power's there for. Okay, so that's right. We now have sulfuric acid here. We now have carbon nanotubes. No, graphene here, not carbon nanotubes. So I've forgotten what I actually needed all of these things for. So here we go. For this gubbinsy thing, we need steel. Got titanium. Got processors. Got purples. Not got. Purples are made from. Okay, I've been working in completely the wrong direction because I didn't. Okay, so we need to make the electromagnetic turbines next, and then we'll have everything for making those. So I'm going to do the EM turbines over here. I seem to have a sort of a subconscious decision to make stuff that takes an assembly machine. I'll do over here, and stuff that takes chemical plants and uses. I was going to say uses fluids, but they're not fluids, are they? They're in little boxes of fluid over there. So it makes sense in my own fragile little mind, I promise. So let's have a look. For those electric motors, I need the motors and the coils. Yeah, I'm trying to be at least slightly careful with the mech. And charging it. On this planet, it's basically okay because yes, it will probably be capable of eating all the power, but there's quite a lot of power generation available, and the two towers between them, whilst they might I don't know, Lord of the Rings reference goes here, but basically the system I've got at the moment, the power generation I've got is capable of dealing with that sort of level of demand, because it's not that much. If I put down 10 of them and then just went in and did a massive hoovering up of it all, then yeah, I'd be definitely going to have some issues. So it was coils and the little motors. You're the little motors, aren't you? Yes, you are. So these come all the way along here. And once again, I'm what's it collide? Oh, it's colliding with the charging poles. Both of them, in fact. Okay, let's put it down to as far as there then. And we'll just pull these up because they don't have to be there. They could be absolutely anywhere. So, of course they're in the way, but they don't have to be. Oh, and then I think if I just run this straight past here, the inserters are probably long enough to grab the stuff off those and put them straight into an assembly machine, which I can put. That is in line, isn't it? Yes, that is in line. I can put an assembly machine there, bonk, like that, and then. These definitely won't reach, but these I think will. I can do that. Yes, there we go. Nice. Then for the other ones, there is room to bring in a belt over here. Excellent. So that means I need to actually pick up a bit. I could put the splitter on the other side actually. Let's do that. So I'll put down. I need to put down a bit of scaffolding. Yes, I'm totally using Factorio terms. Not that you actually have scaffolding in Factorio, but you do in space exploration, which is what I mostly seem to be playing these days because it's popular and I like the fans like it, I like it, so why not? Basically, yeah. Space exploration does seem to be the one that has all of the demand, which is rather nice because, as I say, I'm very much enjoying playing it, even if my current playthrough is the overcomplicated version of space exploration because we've added Krastorio 2 in there as well. Right, I've forgotten what I was even making here. Oh yes, the big green motors. Right, so that'll work there. This doesn't work because it hasn't got any power. That's fine because I can fix that by dropping one of these in. Probably yeah. Right, let's put it there. You can't min-max the pylons quite as well as you can in Factorio. That's a really bad place to put it because that's exactly where I'm going to want to put the belt that comes out of the machine. Let's try that again with a bit less fail. Put it there in front of it. There we go. Because now we can have a belt coming out of here like this. And I'll put the inserter on it first, and then I'll think about where the belt actually needs to go. Because to be honest, most of what I'm going to be doing now is probably, well, initially, I can probably direct insert for the next bit. So let's have a look. What was it? Yeah, it was these things that are the next thing, isn't it? So that requires copper, graphene, and these new motors. So I can put in another assembly machine. Goes here, here, there, yeah, there. And then let's just go full on direct insertion with that. So you go from oh, wrong mouse button. There's only 3 of them, but I still managed to get the wrong one. From there to there, like that. If I had to cope with the keyboard, I'd be in real trouble. So from here, we know to make those things. So that means I need to bring in the graphene that's being produced over here. Yep, that's the graphene. So that's going to need to come over. It's in a really awkward position. Oh, no, it's not. It's only slightly awkward. Okay, so from here we will have to. I want to put in a splitter on the way here through here because this is bound to be needed somewhere else in the future. So I'll put in a. Oh wait, no, it's not. That's not the right place to put a splitter. What are you doing, Laurence? Have I filled all of the rows on my bus? That's my first question. So going across here, yes, there's some weird purple things there. Yep. What's supposed to be on here? Ah, nothing here. All right, I could probably use. All right, let's use this lane then, because nothing else is using it yet. And I would like to sort of try and be reasonably tidy and complete and stuff. So that means I can put in a splitter on this row here, like that. Then this belt comes from here. I don't know why I've run out of power over there. I probably knocked out a pole somewhere that was just passing the power through. So bring that all the way over to here, and then here, and here, and in there. There we go, like that. Spaghetti. And then over here, down, like that. It's just fits. And then we can have another belt coming off this way like this to carry more of it in the future. Right. Lovely. Insert. And that's another intermediate product, so we'll have that come out. Now, next question is there another empty space on the bus, or do I need to extend further off to the side? So, let's going along here. Yes, this one here seems to be free. They've got some silly shenaniganery going on here from the old style of passing things across, but there's nothing. Oh, yes, there is. That's where the silicon goes. This next one is where the magnets will go if they're ever needed any further down, so I don't want to use that one. This is coal. Right, okay, so no, I need to go on the outside of carbon. And yeah, the outside of the energetic carbon, that's the next place where there's a space. That's not, I mean, it's a long way over, but it'll do. Okay, unmap rather. Now the question is, can I get this over there? It's going to need to go up at least 2. Yeah, we can go straight over the top of there. That's fine. Is that? Of course, typically, yeah, that is directly on exactly the same belt as that one. So let's not worry about that. Just do this. And come down over here like that. There we go. Hang on a second. Nope, that's in the wrong place. Fail. What there should be is 1 square further out, because I just put it in exactly the same place as the carbon, rather than, the 1 extra square across that I was trying to do. There. And then down. There we go, like that. Much better. Yeah, K2SE, or at least Factorio in general, is the big popular one on my channel. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's the one I have to admit, it's the one I enjoy the most. I am enjoying playing what am I playing at the moment? Dyson Sphere Program. It's certainly a good game. But I feel that Factorio is the favourite, really. But that said, I mean, you can't just play one game all the time; it'll get boring. So it's nice to have a bit of variety in there. I'm not going to be able to exert there, am I? That's not going to work. No, there's a stuff in the way, TM. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Which means I can then do that, and also that. Yes, because oh yes, you can go on to you can use the first non-flat bit of the belt, but not more than that. Okay, what are you missing? Oh, you're missing copper. Oh, I forgot about the copper. Yeah. I'm gonna have to bring it in over here, which is a bit ugly, but never mind. Are you copper? Yes. Okay, so from here, as usual, over here. However, I'm kind of out of space to put splitters in. So, I could put... Actually, I could... let's go full spaghetti. We like a bit of spaghetti on this channel, so put some ground in around here. Now, if I put in... Let's take a couple of those back out again while I think about things. Now, if I put in a splitter here, I can do it here, like that. This is probably going to end in tears, but we'll see how it goes. So we can go in there, come out here, and go down to there, and go under there, and across there. Oh wait, this is going to be a... there's going to be problems with this. I don't know, Pat Boy. Yeah, I think I might just rebuild all of this, because this is ugly as sin. Actually, sin isn't often... Sin's often quite pretty, but anyway. Yeah, let's pull up all of this, because I don't like it. And also, it's not going to work. Yeah, I don't know if there's a German version of DSP. I haven't actually looked. Let's... Settings. Miscellaneous. Language. No, it's available in... I'm not sure what language that is, but it doesn't seem to be... Oh, Chinese of some form or another. Thank you. Thank you, Alexander. Right, so that's that one. Let's then... You know what? You go away. Boom. This can then come across one square later, so it comes down to... wrong mouse button again. That comes down here and across there like that. Then this one can be the output. Have at least a couple of pieces of that. Go up. I said go up. Up and away. Oh, it's too much up and away. Like that, so it goes over the top of this. Comes over here. Are you directly above that? Of course you are. However, that actually does improve things slightly over my previous design, I think. Comes down there. Yeah, there we go. That's an acceptable level of spaghetti, I think. It's not. It doesn't hurt my soul to look at it. So you can have that and that because I don't want them in my inventory. You can have that. Who wants this carbon? Do you want this carbon? I'm sure somebody wants this carbon. You do. Good. Right. So now we can have absolutely no control over the camera. Now we can do in, out, or possibly shake it all about depending on how you look at it. Okay, we are making purple things. Nice. Actually, let's put these in a different order. Partly for cosmetic reasons, because if I put this like that, it doesn't end up working on the sloped bit, but mostly because this means I can put the next building in here in order that will take in the purple things. It can just grab them straight off the belt instead of having to bring this all the way back over immediately, which seems like a bit of a nonsense. So, right, how am I getting on? So I've got these things now, and that was me working towards this, wasn't it? Yes. So now I've got steel, I've got titanium somewhere, I've got processors somewhere, and I've got particle containers. So that means I can put in another machine here, and I think I better put it there so we've got room for another input on this side, because there's about a bajillion different things go into this box, into this machine. And so from here we can have another inserter going from there to there, putting the purple things directly in, and you are to make buildings, that one. And you're also going to want power, aren't you? Because of course you are. I suppose I can allow it to demand power. That's fine if it must. And then okay, so that's starting to work now. The other things it needs are steel, titanium, and processors. Processors are the ones that are being made here and not actually being taken anywhere. Okay, they're going to need to come out onto the bus then. Where is my? This is the current shenaniganery of the bus. I'm down to. Am I down to 95 of these again already, or have I got another stack of? No, I'm down to 90. Geez, so I picked up 600 of pieces of belt earlier, and I've used 500 of them already. Wow. I mean, yes, I'm doing a lot of building of ridiculously long bus shenanigans like this, but still, that's a lot of belts to have got through. Let's build it as far as there for now. Then I'm going to need another splodge of soil foundationary stuff there. And now there is conveniently room to put in a splitter here. Plump like that. And then the belt can then go straight into the back of it, like... What? Straight in the back of it. No, a level up, please. There we go, like that, because then it actually can. Down. There we go. And... I put it in the wrong place. Ah! No. Fail. Let's try that again. Splitter. Copy. No! I've still had that selected, apparently. I'm not quite sure how. Oh, I don't know. I mean, you'd think the red lights would clue me in, wouldn't you? But apparently not. No. Stop that. Give me that. And stop giving me that. Right, so not there, but there. Put that there this time. That's in the right place. And then that can go into the back of there. Plonk. And then come out from the bottom of there. Coming over here like that. Right, and now where did I need them? About here, okay. So, first question is, of the things that I need, which is going to be the least annoying to try and bring in here? I think it's not going to matter, because whatever it is, it's going to have to go up. It's going to come out and go, yeah. So it can be these things. So since I'm already playing with these, let's make it this. So I'm going to want it to come across here. So let's pull out a chunk of this. I'm really having issues with selecting things. I'm really having issues with having my cursor in the right mode, which is a bit of an odd problem to have. So this is going to need more foundation. Let's do that. Thump. Still got 11 of them left. That'll do me for a little while at least. And then I think I've got a machine making them somewhere actually, so I can just grab more when I do finally need them. Last week I was trying to be quite good about making machines to make all the things that I needed. There looks about right, I think. No, probably that. Let's do it there. Because then I can have the extra. I can take up the extra little bit of space with the with belt, which looks a bit better because then you don't have the belts doing the thing where they come out through the side of the splitter. So I'll put it there and not feel bad about it. So this now comes out this way. It wants to be on this row, but it can't go straight through. It can't go through at this height because that would interfere with this belt. So we'll come out this far, then go up to there. And then down, all the way to here, like that. Lovely. Now, we don't seem to have any more coming in, so I'll have to take a look into that momentarily, but mostly functional. Right, so why are there no more processors? That's my next question. What's your problem? No... Oh, have we run out of silicon? Yes, we've run out of silicon. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping that I was going to be able to get away with not needing to make it, with not needing to do a supply run to get silicon by hand, and it would all just be able to come in by the logistics system once I've got that up and running. But it looks like that is not going to be the case, which is a shame. Okay, what else do you want? Got those two, got that, got that. So you need titanium and steel. There is a sort of map. I mean, if I hit M, then I get this is map mode, and I can see a bit better. I can move the camera around. Rather frustratingly, as far as I can tell, oh no, you can. Sorry, you can rotate the camera, but the controls are all different in map mode because, of course, they are. So yeah, I can zoom out and I can have a look around a bit like this, but it's a little bit of a faff. You can make silicon out of stone, I think, Tristan, but it's a bit of a I think it's a low probability thing. Let's see if I can work that one out. Silicon. I think sometimes if I beat up stone manually in my mech to turn it into something else, then occasionally it will output some silicon. But it's mostly enough of a silicon to make me go, why have I got some silicon in my inventory, rather than enough to actually be useful. So I'm looking for steel and titanium. Are you titanium? No, you're titanium crystals. You're steel. Let's grab that one before I go away again and lose it. No, go from there. Yes, that's what I wanted it to do. And I'm going to get a lack of item thing over here out of this, aren't I? Yes, there we go. So we'll do that. And then head off over here to get some more belts. Because I say, I'm really ripping through them. Too far. Can't reach, can't reach, can't reach. Can reach. Let's take more. The rate I'm getting through belts, I'm not going to mess around with small numbers of them. It's just not worth it. Splash. Splash down. Right. Okay, you're the crystals. Where is the actual titanium? The actual titanium is nowhere on the belt. Great. Okay. Have I made a mistake here with this? I think I might have not left a room for the titanium crystals. So titanium crystals coming along here. Oh no, I think that's what that is all right. But let's put that in straight away before I forget. No, let's just bring the belt in from here. Okay, so we want a belt coming from here. It's going to come along here. Out of this box, along here like this. It's going to have to go over this belt because reasons. Then back and over this belt as well. Then down to ground level. Then all the way over there, like that. Yeah, that's far enough. And then we'll do the same with this one, bring that over here too. And then we'll come over here and think about how to get them from here over to here. Which shouldn't be too bad. Oh, I'm running out of core energy. Okay, let's park the mech here for a couple of minutes while we charge it back up again because it's starting to struggle. So, one of them and two. These are too big. Two of them. I'll stand here between them and get nice and toasty. Okay, so we're going to need, the two belts from here are going to come over and come down over here. So that's this one and this one. Let's put in, if I can put in another, I'll put in another splitter in the gap there. I know, it's just occurred to me I didn't. No, I know exactly where all my belt goes. It's just always, it surprises me how quickly I get through it. But I can tell what's going on. Put that there. A bus system is quite an expensive way of doing, quite expensive in belts as a way of doing stuff goes, but it is a nice, oh for goodness sake, straightforward way of doing things that doesn't require too much knowing of what you're going to need, where and when and why and how. It allows you to just chuck all the bits and pieces in fairly quickly, and know that you're going to have all of the stuff you could possibly need nearby as and when you need it. Whereas if I was just trying to build it in a sort of a compact mall kind of way, I don't know the game anything like well enough to do that sensibly. I'd end up with all kinds of things missing, or I'd end up with some even more horrendous spaghetti going on. So yeah, I think this is the best way to do it for sort of a case for sanity and other reasons besides. And I know how much you will value my sanity. No, don't go over there. I know that's what right-click does, but right-click also closes unselects things. So if I get a bit carried away when I'm right-clicking on things to try and unselect them, sometimes the robot goes there, and that's usually not what I meant. Give me that back. From there to there, and thence to there. There we go, there's my steel. It upsets me a little bit that I've not got those to line up, but I'm blaming that entirely on the game, however, and exactly how it decides when to make things go down and when not to, because I'm not 100% sure how it does it. So let's try it again. If we do that there, is that going to line up? Yes, okay. Alright, there's I'm in with a bit of a chance of getting it right. Let's put it that way. I'm going to do what we've described as the janky inserters here, because I didn't bring the belt down early enough, and I'm going to want this one to dump from here onto a belt over here without trying to go through these belts, and then from there... Actually, no, I'm not going to want it to dump onto a belt, because I don't think I'm going to need enormous numbers of these. I certainly don't need them to go onto a belt. What I do need them to do is then immediately go into another one of these machines, which goes there, and I'm going to have fun with getting all of the required inputs in for this one, because that's going to be making the big doohickeys. Where are the purple? Oh, the purples. I'm going to feed the purples around the back for this, the purple things, because that's it's far too far to take things otherwise. Right, and so we now need an inserter to go from here into here. I want a belt across the back of here. That. And feed that there. Nice. It's going to be horrible if I need any of this stuff later on, but if I do, I'll just rip up this entire belt and have it come in working from the other side of these things, going up and going across the top of them. That's fine, I can do that. 1 ingot per ore. Do you mean 1 ore? Oh, 1 ingot per ore, yeah. I don't know. I don't know either, actually. Yes, 1 to 1, 1 to 1. 2 to 1 for silicon and 2 to 1 for titanium. But for the mundane ones, it's 1 to 1. For the slightly higher tier ones, it's 2 to 1. Craft ore from stone. Okay, 10 stone. Yeah, I think I probably will still go to the other planet, though. I mean, it's always nice to have a holiday. No, mostly because I don't know. I think words are hard. I don't know. Have we made any? We've got enough of these. It's just. Oh, I didn't put in the exerter for the titanium over here. I remember realizing I hadn't done it, and then completely forgetting to go back and put it and do that. There we go. Now we can get the titanium out of here. The titanium is significantly less shiny when it's on the bust than when it's in the than when it's the icon on the chest thing. Yeah, maybe. The thing is, with these sorts of machines, they hold a reasonable number in their internal buffers, and so I haven't really needed to go. Yes, I'll pull some more out of there. No, I haven't needed to put them into a box. There's generally just been enough in the machines that I can grab out of there. The exception to that is the belts, because you've seen the way I've been getting through belts. However, yes, we don't even have enough processors to make one. What do you call them? You need 40 of them to make that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go on a silicon hunt. So we should do that. Now, what are we waiting for here apart from Christmas? So we've got. Oh, was that the first? How come that was the first one, the purple things that came through here? There's obviously some sort of prioritization thing set up that's going into this before it goes to this, but I don't think I care about that. So I need to make the titanium alloy as well. So that's made in a dumpty. I don't know. Oh, smelting facility. That makes some sort of sense. So that's acid, steel, and titanium. Okay. Now I've got the steel and the titanium here, so I think what I'm going to do... This is going to be fairly dirty and a bit spaghetti and kind of the sort of thing that I try not to do, but as I say, I don't expect to need more than one machine making these. So, if I put in a smeltertron... I haven't got any smeltertrons. Where do I know I make them somewhere around here. There we go. So you see I can do that and I get 10 of them. And that's a decent number and will keep me going for quite a while. So I don't really feel the need to how do I get rid of trees again? I forgot. Maybe just build overs off them. So I don't there we go, that's how you get rid of trees. What was I saying? Yeah, so you don't need I don't think I'm going to need more than one machine making each of these things. So I don't feel too bad about putting in these arc smelters over here. Here. And but I will leave room for a box in case you're right, and I'm actually going to want more than a machine that's worth holding in buffer at a time. So put that there. And now, as predicted earlier, I am in fact going to want to get past here, so we'll get rid of that. That was not what I meant to do at all. Grumble, 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 grumble. Right, let's try that again. So I do want an assembly machine there, despite appearances. So put that in. Goodness sake. And then I want this belt to go from here. I want it to go up and down like that. And I think that's going to be okay to then bring this one under here like that. And this one under here like that. Now program this, make the bloody those things. Sure, like that. And what else? Oh yes, and I need an inserter going from there to there. You don't need either of the. No, you need the processed version of that. So now we have another belt coming along here, like this. And at some point I will extend this and put it onto the bus, because I know I'm going to need the hardened titanium, or whatever it's called, somewhere else as well. But for now, we'll just get that making the titanium alloy. Like that. I should have put in the inserters on the first one, and then I'd be able to copy-paste them, but never. Oh, you can feed in multiple things along the sides of here, like that. I thought you couldn't, because there's only one visible door thing on the side of these machines. That's worth knowing. But we're also going to need power over here, of course, like this. Bloop, that does cover everything. Excellent. Okay, so that's now re-roasting the titanium. That is acid. Okay, acid. So that's over here. I knew I was going to need more of it, so I did very deliberately left a room for that to come out there. So we'll put in another one of these. No, another one of... Come on. These. I've run out. Rage. Those. 10. Yeah, 10 isn't a huge number of splitters. I can see why I was running out of those. Alright, let's try it again. So, one really hard to select. There you go. One of those goes here, because there's nothing outside titanium on the bus. Good. So we then bring the belt in like that, and then we need another one, and then I mean that doesn't actually have to be a splitter there, but I put one in for reasons I'm not quite sure about now, come to think of it, but I did, so it'll do. I'm not researching because it's one of those things where I get to the point where I'm still playing with the things I researched before and I haven't built everything yet. And I know from experience with Factorio that if you just have research going for the sake of having research going, you tend to miss out on a lot of what you're researching, and go, oh, I didn't realise I had that. it's all kind of not wasted, but you miss things. That said, this game has quite a lot of extra useful stuff to be researched, like the upgrades. So let's have a look at these. So universe exploration, that's a purple science. What are you? You're a purple. You're probably going to be purple as well. Oh no. Mecha move speed. Sure, let's have that. Inventory capacity. Sure, why not? Communication control. Sure, that gives you some more bots. Blueprints, I've just not started using yet. Energy circuits. 200 kilowatts. Oh, recovery speed. So, so you burn fuel faster. Sure, but what's that? Oh, coal. I'll have to go out and find that and pick it up myself manually, but I'll do that when I get to there. So that's probably vaguely useful. Drone engines. Yeah, faster drone sounds nice. And faster mech sounds nice. All right, there we go. Massive quantity of research queued now. Because, as you say, why not? Might as well have it running when it's there. Okay, so need that. Why? Oh, no, we don't. This was not for that. Not for you. This was for over here. It was this, wasn't it? This that needed it. Yes, it was. Okay. No, the tree. Get rid of the tree. It's in the way. I can't see past it. Get rid of that. And then more belt, like that. More inserter, like chunk, chunk, chunk. And then we still need the power, so I better put that back again, like that. There we go. Make one. Oh, I see. Make one. Yeah, I think I'm sort of resigned to doing a little bit of flying backwards and forwards. I think if I knew the game a bit better, then I'd probably have min-maxed it a little bit from the start and made sure I brought back enough silicon in order to get the logistics towers up and running. But since I'm going to need to go there to set up 2 of them anyway, and I don't fancy the going through and making that much silicon, especially as I'm not actually sure how to do it. Oh, there we go. That's how you make it. 10 stone. So yeah, I suppose I could make a bit more silicon from that, but I don't have a silicon processing facility on this planet, so it'd be a bit. I'd have to set up quite a lot of extra stuff. At that point, it feels like it's easier just to fly to the other planet instead. To be honest with you, it's a little bit silly, but I think it's probably going to be less effort. But okay, so now are we doing everything for this now? Yes, everything except the processors for that. Right, so we now have everything we need in order to make the interplanetary transport system, except for the silicon. Oh, and we don't have anything making the little robot jobbies yet. So those are kind of items, and those are, what do they require? So that's iron, more processors, and thrusters, which are just steel and copper, and also big thrusters, which are engines and titanium alloy. Those are both actually fairly straightforward at this point because we've got all of the ingredients for those, except for the current lack of processors. Although I do have 17 in my inventory. Yeah, take those, see if that helps. It has! We've made one. Awesome. That's going to be passed over into here, so we're going to have 1, which is completely useless. Oh dear. But yay. Right, so that was. Yeah, so making both of these is going to be fairly easy once I come back with an enormous quantity of silicon. So that's good. This oil needs to go somewhere. I don't want it in my inventory. Yeah, you're the one that takes oil. Have some oil. Have some more oil. Have some more oil. I'll burn those on the way out. This carbon. What takes carbon around here? Anything? That one. Cool. Nothing takes stone bricks around here, but the steel does go in over here somewhere. Something. There we go. I knew something around here took steel. Get rid of all of that. I've got rather a lot of inserters, but that's okay, I guess. These things are. They're needed blooming miles away. Over here. There we go. There we go. Let's get rid of those. Iron. Something over here needed iron. I can't remember what it was. Was it you? You? You. Something needed iron, I'm sure of it. Oh no, it was over. Was it over here? Oh yeah, it might have been the sulfuric acid. Certainly requires iron in Factorio. Nope. Okay, I'll just hang on to that iron then because I don't know what to do with it. Titanium I'll get rid of over here. I need boxes of shame, especially as I've had this copper belt come out in the wrong place. What? Let's fix that since I'm looking at it and it's wrong and ugly. So actually what we want is for that belt to come out of here to here and then join onto there. Oh, how far do they need to come down? It's going to need to go to at least there high up, I think. And then drop down and join onto there. Yes, that's worked. Good. And that copper can then be put into here to get rid of it. There we go. Those I'll chuck straight at... Do that. Actually, no, don't do that yet. Because I can get the power for free. I'll burn those when I take off. I do need to take some hydrogen fuel cells. No, I'm still going to have to fly over to the other planet again because I'm going to need to do the titanium. And the impression I've got is that you use different space elevators for different things. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it slowly as a beginner, and take it and go out there, fly out, get the additional silicon I need. How much titanium have I got left? That's another thought. 5. That's going down pretty quickly. We'll get some more. We'll get a lot of silicon and a lot of titanium, basically as much as I can fit in the mech. How is that mech inventory capacity upgrade? That's queued. It's this one, isn't it? That's the box one. Okay, so that's the next one. So that'll be done by the time I get out there. So we'll get that. Yeah, get that done. Yeah, let's just go and get some stuff. I don't know. It probably isn't. It may well not be multiple. It seems a little bit. To be fair, it does seem a little bit silly to have multiple space elevators on a single planet. So if it does only require one, that is a lot more sensible. But let's head over there and let's do things a little bit at a time, so I can I can explore my way through it while I'm a noob. Right. Oh yes, hydrogen. So hydrogen and titanium, so I can refuel and get back again once I get over there. Because otherwise, I'll feel very silly if I miss the planet again and get stuck in space, lost in space. And a bit of this, and then I can make lots of these. Go. Except I can't because I've run out of hydrogen. You need a lot of hydrogen. I mean, that makes sense. To needing a lot of hydrogen to make hydrogen fuel cells feels like an acceptable thing. Oh. No. Those. So... No, I don't mind hydrogen from the gas giant because I'm still only 5 episodes into this game. That will happen later, I'm sure, but that's not a thing I'm doing yet. Hydrogen comes from oil as far as I'm concerned at the moment. Right, okay. So, I was going to say LTN, I normally use 1 LTN station per item. So, that's slightly, slightly inaccurate, I suppose, but okay. Right, that's going to be enough fuel, I reckon. Oh, no, what I should take with me is my charging towers from over here. So let's top off the battery a little bit, get it completely full, grab the towers, and head off. Yeah, still very early on. Right, so grab that, close that. Now where the planet I need to go to is currently on the other side of the planet, of the planet I'm on. But never mind, I can go into orbit. There we go, sail mode. So there we go. That's where I want to go. Come on, do as you're told. Right, there we go. So that's where I'm trying to go. Is it that to accelerate? No, it's that to accelerate. There we go. I'm going to be able to go really fast with this extra large fuel tanks. The mech. Oh no, I've hit the maximum speed of the mech. That's interesting, and didn't even burn through all of my fuel. Well, Good. That means I should be nice and easy to get to get there and land. And interestingly, my 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 speed is still ticking upwards. Presumably that's something to do with where I am in space and gravity and stuff like that. Yes, I'm getting a bit of a gravity assist from the sun at the moment, despite the fact I'm just going on a direct straight line across the middle of the solar system. And this is a ridiculous time to do a transfer orbit from one to the other, but because they're almost on opposite sides of the sun. But never mind. Oh, there we go. Hey, I can move faster now. I can run around a little bit quicker. How's says the next research? Yeah, I'll probably be annoyingly not quite done when I get to the other planet, and I'll be standing around going, "Come on, upgrade my inventory. Come on, I'm waiting for it. Waiting. How about now? How about now?" But never mind. There we go. Horizontalize the mech in the Oh no, go that way. Actually, go to the other planet I'm trying to fly towards, please. Thank you. What's all the the arrows to all the other planets in the system that I know about. Okay, that's cool. This apparently not this game. When I'm playing Kerbal, I definitely care about it because it's all rather important. There's a mod available that allows you to link a Kerbal Space Program and a Factorio games together. So you generate rocket parts or spaceship part or rocket parts in Factorio. Land. There we go. Smack. So you generate your rocket parts in Factorio, and then go into Kerbal to go off and make spaceships and make your actual rockets, in order to then go out and actually generate the science packs that you need later on in Factorio. So I'm quite tempted to give that a shot at some point. Oh dear, what's the video compression doing to it? Are you at least streaming YouTube at 1080p? Because if you're not, then it's kind of your fault. But if you are, then I'm happy to blame YouTube. Because YouTube is not kind to video. Put it that way. I wonder what this is doing to the power on this planet. Let's have a look. Using all of it. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, that's basically what I expected. In fact, you know what? Let's burn these to get rid of them out of my inventory, and to charge the mech up a little bit faster as well. Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe that's on my list after I finish Dyson Sphere Program as my next solo one, perhaps, because I think with the time dilation and weirdness in KSP, I think it might be a bit odd to try and do that multiplayer. Although, actually, alternatively, you could do it multiplayer, and you could have one or two people working in Factorio to produce you all the stuff you need, and then somebody else playing in KSP to go off and turn that all into science for them. So that could be interesting. Oh, okay, yeah. When in space, it's just yeah. I think Tom Scott did a video about that, which the video was basically titled "Why is YouTube so bad?" or something words to that effect. Oh, that's the wrong machine I want to do. Oh, too far to operate still. Give me all that. I need your silicon, your clothes, your boots, and your silicon. Right. Yeah, so I think playing the KSP Factorio blend mod would be a lot of fun. Now it'd be even better if you had to set up different machines in Factorio to make all the different parts for KSP. But I don't think it is that. I think the Factorio bit just basically generates your factory generates money to spend in KSP, and then KSP generates presumably white science for your Factorio factory to then burn into science. Yeah, I can see why the algorithm would struggle with that. I mean, I remember watching any sort of sci-fi, anything that has space, or just even something like the later episodes of Game of Thrones, where they decided everything should just be really, really dark all the time, and MPEG compression just completely wrecks it. It just goes all very, very blocky. Right, so my plan was fill up with silicon like this, and then when I get this research done, which has apparently stopped. Oh, okay. Well, apparently I'm not going to be bringing loading up on more titanium. Then let's put. So I'm not going to be getting the bigger inventory. So let's put a bit of this titanium back, silicon back, and take some more titanium because I was running rather low on it. It was 700 and probably reasonable. It might be through save files. I don't remember. Because there are mods certainly for Factorio that do things live. Because there was that cluster. Did you ever hear of Clustorio? There was the clustered Factorio. So you'd have essentially you'd have wormhole trains that would go through a gap between they go through a tunnel, disappear into a tunnel, a bit like a space exploration space elevator. Um, Oh, yes, maybe yellow cubes do require titanium. Maybe that's where it's all gone. Alright, let's take a little bit more titanium than I was originally planning. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, so Clustorio allows you to have multiple Factorio games working in the same universe, and you can essentially transfer stuff between factories um, by having a train essentially teleport from one to the other, which is a nice, neat idea. Go that way, that way, that way. Here we go. Right. Yeah, so you can essentially you'd have a train full of resources. So you might have one factory in one person's game that's working hard on producing I don't know, green circuits, and then they get transported through the magic teleport train system to somebody else's factory running on a different computer, completely different instance of the game, and that works. So if there's something similar available for KSP as well, then you could have a similar sort of thing where both games are running live and you're passing stuff back and forth between them. Now, if I was doing it single player, then I probably would just only have one game running at a time rather than having both, because that seems like a recipe for madness. Yeah, but I can see I'd end up having to switch back and forth between them fairly frequently as things went wrong. So, but yeah, I rather like the idea of that because it combines two of my. I was going to say two of my favorite games. I'm not sure if I can really count KSP as one of my favorite games. I'm very fond of it. I've played a decent amount of it, but I wouldn't say I'm as good at it as I am at, say, Factorio, or have spent anything like as much time playing it. However, I do really like the idea of it and everything it does and that sort of thing because I'm a bit of a space nerd. So yeah, I think it's something I would quite enjoy doing that as a combined thing. I have to add it to my list of ideas of future sessions, future ideas for the channel, which is quite a long list, but you can always add more. And then when I come to try and decide what I want to do next, I'll have a big long list to go through. It has also just occurred to me that I've left my charging poles back on the other planet. However, I'd much rather have left them on that other planet than have left them behind on Alifa 2, because at least on Alifa 2 I have all of the ingredients required to build some more of them, so I'm not too upset about that. I have no idea where on this planet I'm going to land. Oh, that was somewhat violent and confusing. Alright, well, I know where I am at least, so that's not so bad. Let's go and unload. That was a lot quicker and easier than last time I tried to go between planets. Okay, so titanium goes in here. Silicon goes... I honestly don't know. Oh, it's over there? That box? Yeah, I think so. It's not like there are any other random boxes around to put things in. There we go. Right. So now that can trickle out of here. We can get the processors up and running. Hopefully we've now got enough. What have we got in here? We've got 1,100 of these. Yeah, I think you're probably right. So it's got a weird sort of there's a little bit of physics in there, enough to sort of to cause confusion like that, but not enough physics to require me to do a proper is it Hohmann transfer orbit? Is the one where you take the sort of the lowest energy route from one planet to another? I don't have to worry about any of that sort of stuff or orbital mechanics, but sometimes you just get yoinked by a big planet on your way through, and it's a bit weird. Right, so processes are now getting processed. And taking the long way round to go. So they're going all the way from here to here via over here. But that's how a bus works. What can you do? I know exactly what I could have done. I could have run it along the back instead because it's the only thing that requires the damn things at the moment. But at least this way it's all set up for the future, and it's not going to make any difference to the overall throughput. It just means there's a little bit of a delay. Oh, there's a power problem here. That's weird. I thought that was working before, but apparently not. Maybe it was going through one of my charging poles. So, and science is happening now. Maybe that's because I brought some more titanium over. Yeah, titanium is required. Yeah, it looks like we'd run out of yellow science, so I probably had run out of titanium. There's only, yeah, there's less than 1,000 of that there now, and I think I chomped through an amount. I definitely brought over more than 700 of it, because the second batch I picked up was 700, and I'm running low on power. So yes, that reminds me, I was going to make some more of these. Let's make 4 of them this time. So I need power poles, which I've got 3 of. So let's get some more of those. And I need some of the weird purple tube things. That's these. How many was it per? So it's 1 power pole and 3 of these. So I need to make sure I have 9 of these. Right, there we go. No, 12 of these. And some power poles. That's a wind turbine. That's a power pole. Yoink. Make me 4 of these, please. Go. And then I can go and stand over here and just charge the box back up again. And get rid of that annoying warning message down there. Has that happened? There we go, okay. Toasty. That's going up quite quickly now. What's it doing to my energy demands? Quite a bit. In fact, that's now wrecking my energy production capacity. Not too surprisingly, really. And what I should actually be doing is I should be stopping all the research going, and therefore stopping all of this coming through. Partly because I'm going to run out of titanium over there. There's only 564 left. But also because I think this is when I got back and then dumped a load of titanium in, and all the research things kicked back in again. And then this is when I started charging up the mech. So you can see how much power. Basically, this is the idle power of the factory. This is the amount of power taken up by doing research, and then this is the extra bit from charging the mech up, and that's now finished. So that's then dropped back up here again. So we're okay. Okay, so putting down 4 of those, probably a little excessive, but it's nice to have options. Okay, how are we getting on with the bits that I actually care about? And the bit I care about is swinging the camera around wildly and making all you guys seasick. I do apologise. So you've got none in you because you're still waiting for processors. You've made none so far because you're still waiting for purple things. Because I haven't put an inserter in. You're supposed to tell me about these things, guys. This is why we were talking about turning Factorio into a drinking game a couple of weeks ago. Every time Laurence screws up, he takes a drink, and I would be paralytic by the end of the game. But it might be fun. It might not. I don't know, and I'm not quite sure whether me getting drunk due to my own stupidity would make for good content or not. We'll have to try it sometime, and you can let me know. How are we doing now? Okay, so we are making one. So we're making our first interstellar logistics station. How exciting. I feel like I'm not really sure what else I want to do at this point. Apart from just stomp around in circles a little bit. Because I want to get these things set up. That's my big push at the moment. Obviously, the next thing I'm going to be trying to get is purple science. Because if in doubt, make the next science pack. In fact, let's have a... I haven't even researched purple science yet, have I? So I can't even look at it to see what it requires. Is there any exciting new stuff in here that I haven't played with? So there's the spray coater, which is essentially productivity modules, but applied to the ingredients rather than the finished products. I looked at that and thought that seems complicated. I'm not sure I can be bothered with that just yet. Matrix, I'm making all of these. Oh, yes. Water pump, water refinery. Fractionator. That's not something I've played with yet. Hydrogen and deuterium. Deuterium is fractionated from liquid hydrogen with a certain separation efficiency. So you bring in hydrogen from one side, export from the other side, and deuterium from the front. Okay, alright, so this turns hydrogen into hydrogen and deuterium. So that could be fun. I haven't got anything that needs deuterium yet, but... Geothermal power station. Oh no, I need that. That has to go on a lava planet. We've talked about this before. Storage Mark 2. Storage Mark 1's are big enough, really. So far, anyway. Thermal power plant. And I could put one of these in to burn coal to produce electricity. But I'm doing quite well so far with the with my sort of continent spanning wind turbine fields, like that one and this one. Those are happily powering the base at the moment. I haven't felt the need to go and a little bit over here as well. I haven't felt the need to go geothermal yet. Not geothermal, sorry. What do you call it? Oh, bing, inventory. To go for burning fuels to make power, because they're not that expensive to make, and slapping them down the way I have been, you could really see the curve of the planet in the placement here. Slapping them down like this is powering my everything about as well as I need it to, so not too worried about that. Oh yeah, Dyson swarm progress. That's probably quite a good idea. I'm not sure what you're implying that Prince Charles brings back from Transylvania. I'm going to assume it's something to do with blood sucking, though. Oh, I do need more sulfuric acid. That seems to be a limiting factor here, and more processors. So are the processors limited because of the machine speed or because of their inputs? They're limited because of the inputs, where the input specifically is this thing. This is limited by machine speed. Okay, so if I put in so what I should do here is put in another machine making these things. So let's do that. Although this pylon is in the way, so let's first move the pylon. I want to put it there and then demolish that one, but apparently I have to do it in the other order, which is going to upset everything. Let's put that there, like that. There we go. And that's, yeah, I was going to say that's probably close enough that everything should just carry on working. Now I'm going to need to put down a little bit of blunk that like this. Probably not quite that much, but it'll do. Now, and then I want to build this out like that, and in like that, and out like that. Then, if I understand this game properly, and I'm not sure that I do, but if I copy that, and I should then be able to just paste it like that, and it'll do all of, yes, it does all of the inserters for me as well. Nice. Now this needs a bit more foundation, because I think I do want to put in a third one, really. Yeah, going full solar does feel like the sensible thing to do with, or going heavily on solar does feel like the right thing to do with, given that it's all about Dyson spheres. Oops. But solar, in these games, solar always has the slightly frustrating feature of only working during the day, so I haven't done that for that reason. It's probably, and also I had the technology for wind turbines much earlier than I had the technology for solar, so I kind of just went with it. Right, so that means I'm now going to need over here, I'm going to need an inserter to pull off this belt, because otherwise there's no point in having it. So let's do that. There we go. Now that's making the electronic components a bit more quickly, which should allow me to make these a bit more quickly. Yes, that's completely filled that up now. Does that mean I need a second machine making these? And if so, can I? Yeah, okay, I could actually. Yeah, that'd be fairly easy. So I think that's helped a lot here, but I think it's now probably worth putting in an extra machine to make those. And that means I need to extend this belt. Which was it? No, so this it's like that, and then like that, and then like that. I think that should be all right. Oh, and it's pulling. Yeah, it's pulling directly from this machine. That's quite handy. All right, good. That seems to be generally doing what it should. I think. Are you functional? Yes, you are. Okay, so that's now, I reckon, probably triple the rate I'm producing the processors at. Because the limiting factor... Oh no, now the limiting factor is how fast these machines work. So maybe I could put in a third one. Maybe, just have a look. So it takes... Let's try and do the maths on this. It takes electronic components. There we go. You make one every 2 seconds. Here it takes 2 every 3 seconds. 1 every 2, 2 every 3. Um, yeah, so this should be the right. This should be the spot on, exactly the right ratio, which makes sense because this belt seems to not be emptying, but also not filling up. Maybe so. Anyway, yeah, that seems to be about right. So now making the processes a bit quicker. Sulfuric acid was the other thing I wanted to boost. That's over here. So here I need to extend this belt like this, and this belt like this, get the right way round, and this belt like this. Oh, and I suppose this one as well, as well. Then I can copy you to there and there. Bonk. Oh yeah, and power. Oh nice, there's room to put it in the little gap in there. That's quite handy. There's enough space in the these machines aren't actually square or cuboids. There's a little gap in the side there where I can shove in a power pole. That's really convenient. I've been playing far too much Factorio because I'm calling them power poles rather than pylons, or even Tesla towers. But yeah, pylons is what they actually are. Power poles is what Factorio calls them because I think that's probably American. Oh, we had some absolutely horrendous plum. I don't know what it was. It was Czech, but yeah, I was at a party last weekend before. I think it was last weekend, just a week and a half ago anyway. Where yeah, someone produced some weird Czech spirits. One of which was some sort of, I think it was a plum brandy. It was not great, should we say? It was lots of people comparing it to paint stripper. And there was also something else which I was unable to identify, except to describe it as the worst thing I've ever drunk, and that's pretty bad. That's saying something. Why are you not making, or are you making? You're just slow. You are making. You're just slow. Okay, that's fine. We don't need a huge number of these. I was just hoping to get a fourth what's name tower. Now it occurs to me that if I go off and start slapping in these things all over the place, that's not going to be that useful if I don't have any logistics bots to carry the stuff back and forth with them. But let's nip over here for a moment and try placing one of them down. See what it looks like, how big it is, stuff like that. Okay, we're gonna have to. We'll find somewhere to put it. It'll be fine. Where's the actual? Oh, where's the silicon drop area? Oh, that is the silicon, and the other one is over there, right? Because we needed the silicon. Yeah, we're using silicon down here. Okay, so I'll probably put this in over here. How tall is this? I mean, I can't see the top of it. It's so tall. Oh no, it's not that big. But then I suppose the planet doesn't have that much. The planet isn't that big, so you probably don't have to go that far up before you're in a geostationary orbit. So okay, let's try putting this in here. Whoop, bot goes all the way up to the top of it to place it. Bang! There we go.
You have established an interstellar logistics station and opened the first node of logistics transportation among the planets. With it, no need to transport cargo between planets manually anymore. Just set to remote supply in the site on the raw material supply planet. The logistics vessel will bring the cargo to the other planets with corresponding remote demand sites accordingly. Setting local supply and demand can also inherit the functions of an ordinary logistics station at the same time.
Okay, so as someone was saying, we've got 5 slots in here, so I can tell this that I wanted to request titanium ingots and silicon ingots, high purity silicon, whatever, and remote supply. Remote what? I'm trying to work out how to phrase this. So, remote supply. So I wanted this to be a remote demand. I wanted to demand, and I wanted to demand like that. So, and to supply locally. Fine. Okay. I think that's probably right. So it's going to request silicon, titanium and silicon from elsewhere, and it'll get brought to it. So I need some of these robots to put in it, which presumably I can just shove into the slot down here, and they'll be on there ready to go. Fine, that's okay, I can deal with that. And then I could use this for local supply as well, but I don't think I need to. I'm just going to have it dump out of here. Basically straight. I could put it straight onto this belt, or I could put it into here since the thing is here. So let's put in a or is this a direct belt output thing? This is a direct belt output thing. Okay, cool. Oh, and I can filter this as well. So that'll be this will be the silicon. It'll come out like that. Fine. And then the titanium will come out in a similar way, and then be passed over here, I guess. Now, there's a few possibilities. I could plumb the silicon in, the titanium in rather, and bring it down this belt here, and have that come along here and feed the main titanium supply from here. But that means that if we do have too many titanium crystals, no, I think that's a bad idea. What I'll do, actually, no, I can have multiple belts coming out of here. That's fine. I'll have one come out of here and go in to supply the titanium crystals, and then I'll have another belt come out of here and come down here onto this titanium feed down here, and we'll just have all the titanium we need. That seems nice and easy. Okay, good. So I just need to build some bots to transport this, to do the transporting of the stuff for me. So, what goes into one of those, and how expensive are they, and do I have all the resources I need? It's one of these. That's the refined silicon, processors, and the big thrusters. Big thrusters are refined silicon and big engines. Okay. So, let's do a spot of deforestation. I can remember how, like that. I know I don't actually need to chop the plants down like this, but yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it. In fact, now I've done that, I don't have anything better to do with them apart from just burn them in the mech, so I'll do that as well. Right. Let's see. What was I going to? Yes. So I'm going to now make the. So I'll make the thrusters there, and I'll make the bots there, because they need almost the same things, and I think there's no point in spaghetting it out to elsewhere. So big thruster and logistics vessel. So both of those require yeah, they both require refined titanium, which is conveniently right here. So we'll take that and that. So, but then on the other side they're going to need some slightly different things. So here it's the big electric motors. Is that you guys? No, you're green. That's green circuits. Big electric motors are here. Oh, they haven't gone out onto the bus yet. I don't want to go all the way a million miles all the way over here just to come bring a million miles all the way back again, but I guess I'm kind of going to have to. So you up one, all the way over here. What's a straight line? That's a straight line. To here, down to here, over to here, then one of them, then more of that, up again, more of this. This then comes all the way over here like this to about here, and then down to here. And we can then put an inserter. I said we can then put an inserter there. This belt is in the wrong place. Let's move that a little. Let's try and get that in a slightly nicer place. There we go. That's better. Because there's going to be more stuff going in here as well. Oh no, there isn't. That's everything. Nice. We might be having these coming out onto a belt though, so I'll put the belt in for now, so that it doesn't get forgotten. And outsert onto it, so we've got that there and happening. Now you also require processors, so you've got everything but the processors. The processors are nearby somewhere. Oh, they're coming in over here on this weird humpy thing over here. Now it's very tempting to put in another splitter on top of this one, but I don't really have room for that. So I think, sadly, I'm going to have to do something a little bit ugly and bring a belt across. Well, I say ugly. No, it's just more buttery. This is fine. So bring that from here over to here for now, like that, and then put another one of these. I said put in another one of these. There we go. No, it's okay. I've drunk awful drinks before. We were aware they were going to be a bit dubious, especially as they'd been in the cupboard for nobody was quite sure how long. So it was interesting, and I was aware that it was probably going to be dreadful. So I'm happy to accept a significant proportion of the responsibility for this, if not all of it, because I probably should know better by now. And you know, it was fun. It was a bit Russian roulette actually, because there were about 15, 20 different miniatures in the cupboard, and we managed to have each person end up with a different one to try. And I think I got rather unlucky, which in a way is, I mean, I was the one handing them out, so perhaps it's my own fault, or I certainly can't blame anyone else for it. So it's fine. Right, how are we doing here? We've not made any thrusters yet. Why have we not made any thrusters? Are we making thrusters? Oh, because I only just put the power in. That's why. Okay, so we will soon be making these bots. Yes, the big tall, the big things that carry that you string cables, sorry, wires between to carry massive quantities of electricity around are called pylons. Yes, in English anyway. As I say, I can't possibly speak for other weird colonial languages, or foreign languages, I should say rather, because the there I'm sure French have a different word for them as well. So. Come on, more processors, more processors. I want to have a couple of these logistics spaceships in that thing, because I don't know how. Firstly, I don't know how quickly or slowly they're going to move, um, and I don't know how much stuff they're going to carry, and I don't know whether how smart they're going to be about carrying um, different products. So, for example, if I require both silicon and titanium, and I've got neither, is it going to be intelligent enough to provide them in sort of alternate which one it provides? Um, there we go. Is it going to be intelligent enough to provide them in sort of 50% of each, or is it going to keep providing one until it's full and then start providing the other one, or is it just going to? I don't know. We shall find out. So let's put these spaceships into here. There we go. Now it's got two. It is basically happy with this as far as I can tell. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yes, Factorio calls them power poles because sadly most people who speak English and aren't, or speak an approximation of English and aren't actually English probably speak American. Um, I have noticed that the English in this game is lacking in places, should we say? I mean, calling these things Tesla towers, or wireless, no, Tesla towers. It's fine. They're not providing power through having cables strung between them, so they're doing something weird anyway. And it's calling them Tesla towers because they're providing wireless power. Sure, I can go with that. Factorio calling them power poles though, just it feels a little foreign, I suppose. It's not English. But I'm sort of used to that sort of thing. Right, now let's go and put in another massive space elevator at the other place. Or actually, if I'm speaking English, should I now be calling them space lifts? I will leave that one open to interpretation. Where's the planet this time? It's still blooming miles away. Right, okay, we want to go there. There's already pylons on the other one, so there's charging pylons on the other one, but that's fine. I lift off and go that way. And boost. Whoosh. Oh, and I've run out of. Yes, I have, as we can see, as well, I'll show you in a moment once I finish boosting. Boost, 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 boost. Bing. There we go. As we can see, I can't point to things when I'm in space mode. As we can see by the fact that the research has stopped, we've completely run out of titanium at this point. So that's a shame. I guess I'll have to bring a load of that back with me. In fact, what I should have done is checked the that's weird. Yeah, what I should have done before I set off is checked how much silicon and how much titanium I had left, so I could decide which of them was the more important one to bring back. However, I'm pretty sure it's going to be titanium. I think I brought back enough silicon last time in order to power stuff for a good while. Oh yes, you're right. StarCraft 2 does the must construct additional pylons, doesn't it? Are those aren't just pylons though, are they? Then they're not simple power transfer devices for towers for transferring electricity around. They do something else, don't they? Like do they generate power from something? I can't remember. But yeah, I think they're sort of weird and different. Yeah, I'm not going to use the overlap between the Czechs making Factorio and the Czechs making this dodgy alcohol to say I should make it. I don't know. I can't think of a parallel to draw in there. Whether that means I should be drinking that as part of a drinking game with Factorio, or whether I should be, or whether I should automatically like it because I don't know. They make good beer in the Czech Republic. Sorry, Czechia. What is it still called? Czech Republic? I think it is. I did. I think. By logistics tower, you mean the space elevator, I assume. Wow. Hello, everything. Hello, power generation area. Yeah, I picked up 3 of them. 3 of the Interstellar logistics stations. Don't scare me like that. I am fully aware that I'm very capable of forgetting something very, very important like that. Right, let's construct additional space elevators. Boom. Boom. Oh yes, of course. It takes the construction bot quite a long time to fly up to the top of it and actually place it. I forgot about that. Right, I don't know if we're going to have enough power here to actually run this thing. I might. I didn't bring more. I've got another 17 wind turbines. Maybe we'll start using those. However, first I need to transfer from here straight into this machine. So belt, 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 and from here as well. In fact, what I also wanted to do, everything's running really low on power. Alright, second things first, let's put down the other 17 wind turbines that I just happened to have with me through sheer luck. Right, it wasn't designed, I'm afraid. I think if I just click and drag, yes, it'll put them all down in a massive long line like this. Like that. Reclaim the bots, then I can wander over this way. Yeah, okay, my core energy is very low. This is going to be a tricksy one. Maybe if I pull those power poles back up again once I've charged the bot back up, then things will work a little bit better. We'll find out. But I shall walk around on the planet rather than fly because I have to save a little bit more. That's true. Well, yes, and also, but also no. In theory, yes, I don't need to worry about how much I bring back because this will do all of the transporting for me. In practice, it's also quite possible that I will not have enough. That it'll take forever to get the logistics bots running. But that is something I can fix from the other end, as long as I have some titanium to make them, which is why I want to take some titanium back with me, and some silicon as well. Actually, let's half fill the inventory on each of those. That's probably a sensible way to do it. Let's not do this because this just isn't working. We don't have enough power for that. How much power? How short of power am I? Because it clearly is not working. Holy. Right. Okay. That is more of a problem than I realised. Okay, so we have a consumption demand of almost 60 megawatts and we're producing 10. Oh dear. This is not going to work. So, are there any hydrocarbon sources on this planet? Yes, we've got coal down here. So I'm just thinking, can I make burning generate power from a burner? I mean, I'm going to have to fly back and forth a couple of times to get that working. But so there is a small coal. Well, there is a coal reserve down here that has 17,000 in it, which is some. It's quite a long way. I don't think I've got enough pylons to get me all the way down there. The other alternative is to come back and start getting solar power up and running here. Now, I think so far I only have ground-based solar. Solar. Oh, it's the main quest line, isn't it? So yeah, we've got solar collection here, which gets me ground-based solar panels. Got frequency conversion, which gets me photon combiners and photon combiners advanced. Solar sail orbital system. Now, what does this get me? This will get me a solar sail, Dyson swarm, nice, and a EM rail ejector. So that's a launcher. So I'll need to carry on along here, basically. Oh, these are all really easy sciences. These just take red science. So let's cancel some of these ones that require weird things, that require a yellow science, and just get these two running, because these I can do from, well, anywhere, and then start getting that up and running. Over here on the tech side, so solar, so getting a solar sail orbital system allows me to get this and this, both of which are kind of an effort to make, but I can then make a ray receiver. Thank you, and then allow that to, yeah, start putting power to somewhere more useful. Right, okay, so that's very worth having, and then we've got that's many new sciences, so ignore that. What are you? Dyson sphere components. Oh, okay. So I can start making the Dyson swarm at least, yes. Oh, so I can limit this. I can limit the power in here, can I? Oh, it's charging it up, so I don't see how to limit it. Click. Oh, I see. Max charging power. Ah, nice. So if I drop that down to there, 30, but still the minimum you can set it to is 30 megawatts, and that's still 3 times the full amount of power I've got here. Transported vessels, infinite war, minimum load drones, vessels. Okay. Yeah, okay, yes. So the guns, yeah, so I can start launching solar sails, and then they will be able to beam power to here. In the meantime, it might make sense to have a coal mine on this planet, but I'm not going to be able to build a. Well, actually, maybe I could. How much belt have I got? I've got 90 belts. It's not going to be enough. I was thinking that I could go from sort of first principles again, and use the because there is iron and copper on this planet. I could go to the iron and copper veins over here, mine some of that up, in order to get the resources that I'm going to need to make a burner drill, sorry, a burner generator, which is I don't know. It's in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Thermal power plant. So I could chuck a load of coal into that. How many pylons have I got? 7. That's not going to get very far. But that doesn't require anything too exotic. So I could probably could make that if I had to. And that but it only produces 2 megawatts. So it's better than this one, which only produces a third of a megawatt, or just under, but it's still only 2 megawatts, and that thing requires 30. So, and option B is to just leave it charging at at the speed that it can. But I need a power supply on this planet that is better than these wind turbines, because these are terrible. And even to get this running at its minimum speed, I would need to have all of the wind turbines I've got at the moment, and add in another 10 coal burning power stations, which is not realistic. What do solar panels do? Solar panels generate 360 kilowatts during the day. So actually, solar panels are inherent. Oh no, these aren't producing. Except these are only producing 40% yield. So they're producing 120 kilowatts. But that's kind of irrelevant unless I'm trying to work out how many more of these I need. So I can't go geothermal because that only works on the on the lava planets. Does it matter if it takes ages to charge? That's a very good question. I mean, no. The problem is I wanted to sort of hang around to see it start working and start transporting stuff around. At the moment, it's not doing anything. So we'll say, okay, I'll need to program it. So we'll say titanium ingots here. We've got a local supply, remote supply. Fine. Oh, nice. And then down here, we want to do the same with silicon. So that's now. Oh, it's going to start pulling it in from over here once I actually, set things up properly. Oh, these are running, but these have all died because they've not got any power. Oh no, they've not died. They're just running a bit slowly. Let's get rid of that and that, and I'm going to run the belt the other way now. So we'll go from here across to there like that. Then I can shove in that like that as well to unload it. So we'll get a nice steady flow of the silicon coming over here. So yeah, that's a good point. The game did say congratulations, you have just achieved an interstellar transport line. This is gradually increasing. That's fine. If I go to this mode, can I see the bots that I've just hopefully just launched? No. So I don't know for sure. I can't really tell whether that's worked. So I'm waiting for the little spaceship things to turn up here, but I don't know how to check that they are actually doing it. Can I? Can I click on here? So I've got. Oh, in transit minus 200. Oh, so that might mean that minus 200 is the demand for 200. I'm not sure I quite understand. Factorio plus space exploration plus Crastorio 2 equals DSP. I'm not sure I'd quite go with that, to be honest. There are definitely elements of similarity, though. But yeah, looking at that, now that's got over 200. Yes, so that orange bar there, I think, is what it's going, what the bots are coming out to pick up, and then the white bar is the excess, the amount that's not needed. And we've got we've got a white bar filling up here. So yeah, it looks like we've got 2 robots coming over to pick up 100 titanium each. And then yeah, so it looks like the robots are coming. Yeah, as Tristan says, if there's yeah, I agreed with all what you say. So it doesn't matter if the miners all stop when the ships arrive, and as long as the system basically keeps working overall more or less most of the time, I don't really care if it just sort of gets temporarily stopped now and again when a ship lands and needs to take some stuff away. It's not going to be any worse than if it was solar powered and turned off during the day. So there we go. Empty those out as well. So we can all store it all in here. So you think is this the solar system view you're referring to, where I should be able to see the bots? Because I tried this and I didn't see any. Oh no, take it back. There they are. Ah, right. So yes, the theory is working. They're coming over to pick up some titanium. That's probably, I don't know which one's the more important one, to be quite honest with you. So what I can do here is I can leave this running now, and then head back over to my original planet with a load with my. I might as well fill my inventory up because why not? The bots will only carry 100 each. So if I can get a bit more of the titanium and the silicon brought over, then I can carry on with. Let's take all of that and all of that. Well, as much as I can of that. Alright, so take all of this back over there, and then I can basically get it bump started with all of this, and then the robot and start building a lot more robots, and then I can just have, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, I don't know, lots of bots flying across. So yeah, so that'll work. It should work well, I think. This thing is nearly half full. It would be interesting. How far away are the bots? Oh, they're nearly here. Let's watch them. Let's watch it arrive and see what happens to the power supply when they do. So at the moment we've got 8.5 megawatts in here. No. There's one of the bots arriving. At the moment it's got 7.06 gigajoules. The bot is presumably inside still and filling up, I think, because I saw it go in. I didn't see it come out. Can't see it in there. Maybe it has already come out and it wasn't. Oh, good. Ray receiver. Nice. I don't. Oh yeah, there they are on the. Yeah. Okay. So they're flying across there. Oh right. Yeah. So this is all now working. We've still got 7.5 gigajoules in there. Right. That seems to be good. Seems to be working. I'm basically happy with this. Let's fly back over and make a lot more of those robots. So set a destination first, because otherwise I'll get horribly lost. There isn't enough of a stream of robots yet for me to follow them all, so I want to go to there and that. Right. Oh, and I need to start charging the robot up as well. So let's put those in there, and then where am I going? Where's my nice long stream of arrows? Ooh, Here it comes. That's moving slightly suspiciously, but never mind. And taking off again, and it's got more power in than it had before when the last one had just left. I forgot to click on it in time to check it sooner, but yeah, it looks like the power is being collected quick. The power is accumulating in it faster than it's being used up. So I think we might be all right with this. Right, let's try flying. Ooh. And try not to get too upset quite as much by the by the gas giant on the way in. Right. Yeah, charging up. So that's fine. I can burn out all the use. Oh yeah, I can see the bots flying over here. So I feel like I'm definitely going faster than this is. Even at my mere 565, but it's getting slightly further away. So it's obviously taking some sort of slightly different route, or maybe it's because it started from a different point in the orbit. I don't know. No, go that way. Fly towards the planet, like a good robot. Interstellar logistics. Use a transport vessel to transport some titanium. Yada yada yada. Interstellar logistics line. You're on the verge of creating an interstellar industrial empire. Wow, lovely. Right, I don't know how much more I dare accelerate it, to be honest, because I need to make sure I have some power available for going into land. Yes, I've got lots and lots in these uh, hydrogen tanks here that I can use to power to recharge the ship, but I don't know. I just have this feeling that if I want to have a bit in the batteries when I get there to for all of the sort of the minor adjustments to my course that I'm going to need to make. All right, I'll use a little bit more of it because I'm impatient. In fact, yeah, let's get up to full speed. Should have done that a bit sooner, really, but never mind. Right, here's the planet. I am heading straight for it. I should be okay. Actually, it's not a planet. This is a moon, isn't it, technically? Because it's in orbit around the gas giant planet. Oop, there's one of my logistics bots coming in to, presumably to land, but it's... Oh, there. Yeah, okay. Cool. That's really cool. Seeing them flying in like that, and also dropping stuff off. That's even more impressive. Even more useful, anyway. Okay, so that seems to be working. I'm disoriented. Yes, okay, we're getting this. So that should now be a little trickle of titanium. No, there isn't any titanium coming out because I haven't got a titanium output yet. So what I'm going to do, okay, I can actually I'll dump the silicon in here, and I'll dump the titanium in here because it's somewhere to put it. There we go. Now I want to have a titanium belt coming out over here and heading over to the main bus, which is it this line? Yes, it is that line. I want to charge my robot up before I do anything else because otherwise I'll forget. And in fact, let's stop burning fuel. I don't have to burn. Can I take that one out as well? No, I can't. Okay, so we'll get the these things. We've got 6 of them now as well, so I can charge up even more quickly. Probably. Assuming I can get myself in range of all of them, and I think I can. Yeah, there we go. Charge it really quickly and just completely wreck my available power. Yeah, okay, that's not working. Fine. Right, so I want to put in another belt. I've only got 80 of them left. That's interesting. So from there, and I want to filter out the titanium. Thank you to Alexander for telling me how to filter things in the pre-stream chat. Much appreciated. Come out like that. Then go over here. Let's bring it to here for now, and then I'll sort that out in a moment. Also, I want to cut this belt here, and then I want to delete the. Okay, I do want to delete the entire thing there and there, and then have a belt. Oh, actually, I want to remove this, but there's still 1700 in it. We'll come back to that. So we'll have a belt. I'll have the belt come out the back just because. So we'll have this come out of here and filter to titanium. Yes, because we've got 2 titanium, 1 silicon. That's fine. So then come up like this, over to here like this, could drop down immediately, but in the interest of future-proofing, I'm going to put in one of these, like that, and then link the belt in there. I said link the belt in there, and have a belt coming out of there and going along, longer than that, along here, like that. There we go. Right, so all the titanium I brought over and the silicon I brought over by hand is now being fed out of here. Actually, you know what? I could take that out of there and I could put it all into here, like this. There we go. And then I can actually demolish this, and all of these as well. There we go. That's a bit more neat and sorted. Let's pick these back up again when I need them somewhere else. That's quite noisy. Okay, so we've got in here, we have a supply of the titanium and the silicon. So that's going to keep us going for a little while, but it's not a sustainable supply yet. In order to get that to be actually properly sustainable, I'm going to need a lot more of these. How many have I got? 10. That's a good number. I like 10. Let's put them all straight into this. There we go, and they all blast off. Whoosh! Nice. They remind me of something sci-fi-y, and I'm not quite sure what. Oh, you can only have... Oh no, wait, what? Slots of... Oh, you can only have 10 logistics vessels operating per tower. Right, I thought that was going to be a number parked in it or something like that, but no, it's... Right, okay. Well, that's maxed that out then. Can I put these back in here or somewhere to put them? No. Can't put things back in a machine. Okay. Well, that's slightly unexpected. I was hoping to be able to just keep cramming more and more and more of those in, but maybe 10 is going to be enough to transporting that stuff across. There's a big knot of them there. Oh, upgrades. That's a good point. There probably are. I didn't think of that. Upgrades. Logistics carrier capacity 2. Increase the capacity of the drones so they can carry more, but only +5. Logistics carrier engine, how fast they can fly. Sorter cargo stacking. Vane utilization. Vertical construction rate transmission. Solar sail life. I don't see any upgrades for that. There are upgrades here for how much they can carry, so +5. So instead of carrying so instead of carrying 100, they carry 105, 110, 100, etc. Also, putting 10 at the other end. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, maybe that makes some sense. Oh, I haven't. Okay. I need to get to here. This one. Right. So this is +5 for the logistics drones, or +100 for the logistic vessels. So I need to do this level 2 and level 3 in order to get that running. But let's do all of these, because I've got the supply of titanium now to an extent, and doubling the amount they can carry would be very, very nice. Putting 10 in at the other end sounds like cheating, but that's an impressive view. Sounds like cheating, but also does sound like a good idea. Next time I go out to that other planet, which I will do once I start getting solar stuff up and running, that sounds like an excellent idea. So we do now have, how much titanium have we got in here? So we've got just under 3,000 and about 1,500 over here. So let's try and remember to check back on that in a little while, find out if we've got, how we're getting on with not using up all of the titanium, basically. Oh, do they carry 200? I thought the thing that was telling me how many, how much was reserved for the bots was telling me that there was 200 reserved because there were 2 bots incoming. But okay, we shall see. That's going to drop quite a bit as we fill this belt up, so I'll let that fill that buffer up and then see what sort of amounts I'm trying to get through of everything. Oh, there's another 1,200 on its... Interesting, it's 1,200 on its way over. When I've got... I thought I only had 10 ships. Maybe I have... I don't quite understand this. It says this. Oh no. Oh right. Yes, you're probably that means you're probably yes. Okay, yeah, you're right, Tristan. It's 200 each because we've got six flying over here and 4 flying with the silicon. Yeah, all right. That makes sense. Yes. Yep. I understand. So we've currently got 2,500 and 1,500 ish. Let's see what it looks like in a little while when stuff has happened and we've got through a bit more resource. So right, that's good though. I mean, that means I've got at the very least, absolute worst case, I've got a trickle of the resources coming through. Best case, I've got enough that's going to keep the keep the place satisfied and keep me happy. So yes, the next thing to do is think. I think it's going to be let's think about Dyson swarmers because that's obviously the whole point of the game, and we've got a massive problem with power on the other planet. So let's have a look. That's going to require they're presumably the items. Yes, here we go. Solar sails. I've got the the carbon, the graphene already. I haven't got the photon combiners, and that requires green circuits and prisms. Prisms are just glass. I think I am already making them somewhere. I don't know if they're on the bus yet, but I can make those without too much difficulty. Yeah, I think that is probably all I need. If I just launch that, then I'm going to have power available in space. And from the impression I'm getting from reading the box text around here is that you need to essentially set you send these things up. You use an EM rail ejector to launch the solar sails, and that forms your Dyson swarms. You've got lots of solar panels in orbit. They absorb the radiation, and then you use a ray receiver to get the energy back to wherever you need them. So you put these ray receivers on the on the planets that you need to have the power, and boom, done. We shall find out if that's correct or not when I start making them and go, oh wait, there's another intermediate element I haven't thought about. But for now, that seems reasonable. So what do you need for an EM launch thing? I mean, I'm only probably going to need one of those, I'm guessing. So I might just pocket craft that. Presumably it's a building. Yeah, here we go. What's that? That is a supermagnetic ring. That is not a thing I've started making yet, but it's made out of things that I have made, so that's not too bad. And I needed, was it 10 of those? Yes, 10 of those. Might pocket craft them as well for now. The rest of it I can grab off the bus. That's fine. Build up one of those. But the other things, the solar sails themselves, I definitely want to build automagically. But let's do this first, because my plan is to put that at the head of one of these lines, and then have the machines making them going back and 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 back for as long as it seems like a good idea. So let's go and get the bits for that first. I've forgotten what I needed already. Steel, gears, processors, and other stuff. Right, okay. So steel comes from... Nope, that's stone. Steel. From there, processors, yoink, yoink. 3, 4, 5. Gears are going to be somewhere over here. Because I don't think there hasn't been much. Ooh, here's gears. Oop, there we go. That was apparently 20. It says 19 over there, but this says I've got 20, so I'm happy to believe it. Now these, right, so I need to make 10 of these, so that means I need lots of magnets. The magnets don't go very far down the bus, so I might as well grab them while I'm up here. Oh, here, no, that's cogs. These are all coils, which are different from magnets because of the spelling, and also the copper wire that's wrapped around them. But that is basically what uses up all of the magnets, so here we go. I need 30 of these. Oops. I need 10 carbon and 20 motors. So the carbon is going to be easy enough to find. That's here. Graphite, sorry, not carbon. And then the big motors. Is that you? You guys know your green circuits. I knew it was something green, but so many green things around. It's hard to tell sometimes. Here we go. This is where they're made in very, very small quantities. Okay. Oh no, there's lots of them over here. Let's grab them all from here then. Right, so now I can make 10 of these. And then from that, I can then make one of these. Oh. I missed you guys telling me I want more than one gun. But to be honest, one gun will do to start with, I think. Where's my... Oh, here it is. Here's my construction happening. Yeah, I probably will want more than one in the long term, but I'll do one for now and see how many assembly machines it can keep up with, and then I'll put more in as and when required. 9, 10. Oh, there's the construction thing that I was looking for. One of them. No tall buildings in the muzzle rotation area. Okay, so they need quite a bit of space around them. Fair enough. We'll put that there then. That is a nice rail.
EM rail ejector. You have taken the first step to build the Dyson sphere. Now you can use it to send solar sails into space for forming the Dyson swarm. Each EM rail ejector requires to set up orbit and supply with solar sails. Also, you can use copy and paste to set orbits. If you want a Dyson swarm orbit become more diversified, you can click the Dyson sphere button in the lower left corner of the screen to open the Dyson sphere panel. Make your customization however you want.
Okay, so there's a little bit of flexibility in there. I can play around with things and test up however I want. So I want you to make... Hey Mark, welcome to the stream. Yeah, you're only a couple of hours late. I hope the pirates were worth it. I'm sure they deserved every bit of abuse you were giving them. Right, so run that to there, and there. Pass them in the back, because why not? So that will go like that and like that. Right. So what are you going to need for all of this constructionery, shenaniganery? Okay. So this takes graphene in. We're building graphene somewhere. I remember making graphene. Can't find it because everything looks the same at this point, but wasn't that from... Are you graphene? No, you're not graphene, you're titanium. I remember that we needed graphene, but I can't remember where it was, or why, or how, or what. Oh, this is sulfuric. Ah, here it is, it's these things. Right, so this is graphene. Oh, right, okay, good. There's more logistics. Yeah, fine. I don't care so much about that one. I want the things you get with that later on with that. So we'll bring this over here. Belt like that. I'm gonna need to go and get some more belts very soon, because I've only got 38 of them left. And one of them. That go. Yeah, there. Nope. No, not there. No, missed. Let me try that again. Stop being in dismantle mode. Right. This time we'll put it in the correct place and put it there. Feed the belt in like that. Feed the belt out like that to there, then down, across, all the way across here like that. Okay, so that's the that's one of the inputs. The other input was, what was it? Oh yeah, photon combiners. So that's going to need more of these machines, and I've now run out of these. As you can see, lack of item. So I'm going to need to go off on a quick resupply mission. Let's go and get some more assembly machines and more belts while I'm at it as well. And also, while I'm over here, let's have a quick look at this machine here that's making the... Right, okay, so this is making prisms, but it's not putting them out onto the bus. I think I might just say I'm okay with that and build prisms on site for the next thing as well. So because since they are just glass, that's quite easy. So I need some of those, and I need some of that. Ow, run into the... You think the whole point of flying is that you can just go over the top of everything, but apparently not. Okay, so over here, I need another couple of these machines. Now, I don't know what the... No, don't do it with random copy and pasted stuff, because that would be bad. Right, what I want... I need to look at this. I need to look at the assembly times for all of this stuff. So, items. We need to make prisms take 2 seconds to make 2, so they take 1 second each. Solar sails, no, these things take 2 prisms every 3 seconds. So these produce 2 every 2. These take 2 every 3. So it's close enough to 1 that I think I might just go for that. But then these produce 1 every 3 seconds. These take in 1 every 4 seconds. So again, it's not far off 1, but it's far enough off that I feel like it's a bit silly to use to 1 it. So let's put that there. And hang on. No, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I... Oh. Okay. So these are going to require an additional input. Let's just go 1 for now, because my brain is melting trying to do the maths. It's going to be a little bit wasteful, but I don't really care. So not that. I want you to actually make these things, which are made from prisms and green circuits. So I'll bring the green circuits in up the middle of here. Have I left funny shaped space? This looks weird. Yeah, I've left more space than I needed to. Yeah. Never mind. Actually, yeah, I do mind. Let's get rid of that and put it back in again and put it in the right place this time. So there is always room to run a belt between 2 assembly machines. Is that what this is telling me? Is that right? Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay. So that goes from there into there, that goes from there into there, that goes from there into there, and yeah, the rest is done. So we need belts going. We need green circuits coming in here, and then we need glass coming in over here. So green circuits should be fairly easy because that's something I use that's used all over the place. I don't even know if there's advanced circuits in this as well. I've just been calling them green circuits the whole time because, well, they are, and because of Factorio-based habits. But then I think a lot of this stuff I'm saying in this game is probably due to Factorio-based habits from Factorio because I've played so much more of it. So again, out here, like yes, that and that and that. That's my green circuits, or at least it will be eventually. Then glass. Glass looks like sort of big shiny green blocks. Are you the appropriate big shiny green blocks? No, you're silicon. These ones, perhaps? Is that glass? Yes, that's glass. So from here, bring a belt from here, all the way along here to... It's going to be about here, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh no, it goes a little bit further. And then we're going to want one of these here. Yeah, that'll do. Then that can go in there, come out of there, and go straight over like that. I can't tell where that's going to. Yeah, that'll do. And then drop down along here. And that should now be everything. And this is going to be obviously going to be a very, very slow system for making the, especially if there's no power for any of it. You need a configuration. So choose orbit. Sure, let's go for orbit number 1. Why not? 1 seems like a good place to start. Let's start at the very beginning. And then we'll have some power here for all of these things. Bloop. Where's my glass? Oh, here comes the glass. Did I put that? Yes, I did put that in higher. That's good. Okay, so this should now just work, TM. Let's find out. Let's see how it goes. Making prisms. Chunk, 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 chunk. Yes. Good. Prisms being passed over to here. Making weird purple things. Not yet, apparently. Go. Have I missed an insert? Oh. I might have put an inserter in the wrong place. Let's try this. Ooh, let's try this. Yeah, I seem to put that inserter shouldn't be there. Let's try and remove that very, very carefully, because we don't want to be putting green circuits into the prism construction, because that won't do any good at all. Right, so we're making these. Nice. Here it comes, and lit up, and charging up. Nearly full. Oh, 94. It's struggling to charge by the looks of it. Am I not producing enough electricity on this planet? I am not producing enough electricity on this planet. Okay, I'm going to have to put down... I like how it's tracking the orbit it's trying to launch it into, but... I mean, it's a bit odd that it's... it's charging up, but it's not actually able to get to fully charged, because... It should take a long time to charge, sure, but it should be able to get there eventually. Let's put down a bit more power here, and then I can start thinking about. Yeah, these lines are getting less and less. These vertical lines are getting less and less straight, which is quite interesting. As I'm getting sort of further and further away from the. As I'm getting further and further away from the equator, the grid is getting less and less square. But never mind, it basically works. We're able to put the power, the generator turbines down anyway, so I don't really care if it's a little bit funny. And hopefully this won't be for much longer anyway. Next time I need to do an expand, hopefully I'll be able to do it with Dyson stuff. Right, and I am now basically out of power. Let's do something about that. This is not going to help the. Oh, there's water here. This is not going to help my current power consumption, but it's going to help my my robot, so that's what matters. Yes, I did put the insert of the green circuit into the wrong machine. I didn't know, but I didn't notice you telling me until for a rather long time. Sorry. I've fixed that now, though, as you saw. Okay, so how's power doing now? Well, I'm still trying to drag out 60 megawatts because of all the things charging the bot. Research speed is too slow. It's a very vague description. I mean, what is too slow? Is it? I suppose it is pretty slow, yes, but what can you do? Come on, charge. So that. Oh no, this is the extra wind turbines I've just put down. This jump here was from trying to charge the mech up. If I zoom out a bit further, I can't really see the increase from putting down the railgun, unless it was that. No, I haven't spent the last 20 minutes building the railgun, have I? I don't think I have. Right. Now I can fly back over and use up all that power I just gained. But hopefully, the railgun will now be capable of doing railgun-ish interface shenanigans. Ooh, yes, it is. I saw that. Right, so how fast is this firing compared to the rate I'm producing these things at? I mean, it is about the same rate, but that's probably because there's a buffer in here. So we've got 18 in it at the moment, 17, 19, 18. Right, okay. So one set of these machines all together seem to be about balanced. So yeah, okay, these aren't running quite flat out. If I had, I could probably share at least one of these or two of these between three of the rest of it. But this system is basically reasonably balanced, and we're getting through the solar sails about as fast as we're producing them. Maybe slightly slower. I could possibly have a second gun in there. If I now go out to orbital view, can I see them appearing? Oh, no, that's not what I was looking for. That's a transport ship, as is that. Oh, where are they? Oh, yes, I can see them. They're over. Yes, they're going into orbit over here. So, my question, which I shall answer for myself in a moment, but my question is, if I put in a beam receiver and it's trying to receive the power from, well, these solar panels that are in quite close orbit to the sun, does that mean that the beam receivers will only work during the day, because otherwise the planet is going to the beam is going to hit the wrong side of the planet, and therefore I perhaps need to have a beam receiver on either side of the planet. Or are they tall enough that I could perhaps put one on the pole? No, the pole isn't always. No, we're gonna. Well, actually, if I put one on this, I'm trying to work out whether the on this. No, as we get around, no, as we get around to the other side of the sun, the opposite season, um, the poles will start to be in the dark, so that won't work. But potentially, if I put one here and one here, then it should one of them should always have a view of the sun and therefore of the beams. Um, I guess we test it. That's the only real way to find out, isn't it? Right. Um, yeah, the gun has now gone to sleep because it can't fire the solar sails out in the right direction. So I'd need to make a beam receiver for this. That's presumably a building. That's a matrix lab. Yeah, so perhaps if the ray receiver was sufficiently tall and the planet didn't have a significant tilt, then you'd be able to get away with just having one on the pole. However, there is a fairly significant tilt on this planet, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. However, on the flip side, this planet isn't doing too badly with the with the wind turbines at the moment. So does that mean perhaps the other planet is the one I should be looking at? What's this one's tilt like? God, this is horrible in Kerbal Space Program as well, trying to look at a different planet. I could presumably, I can actually just center the camera on it. View it. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Like a diamond in the sky. Light a star that belongs to you in the... What? I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm assuming it's something to do with launching the solar panels. This planet, on the other hand, has a very, very slight tilt. Only... orbital inclination. Yeah, this one of 4.4 degrees. So it's possible that if the planet, if the beam receiver is reasonably tall, I could just whack it on the pole, and it will always have a view of the array over there. So I think that's worth risking and worth trying. So these things, they have a power limit, you say. Basic generation 6 megawatts. That's pathetic. I was expecting that to be a lot more. That's disappointing. Maybe perhaps there's probably a research team to increase that. Probably. I don't know where it'll be, but there's probably a research for that. Planetary ionosphere utilization. Is there a search? I don't think there's a search. I don't see planetary ionosphere anything. Unless, oh, here it is. Yeah, I haven't got green science yet, but ray received to consume gravitation. Oh, okay. So that will boost the power of it. Okay, fair enough. Sure, that seems like a useful, but it's a science pack away essentially at the moment. So not going to get that for a while. I did see somewhere down here there was nuclear power of some description, which is something else I feel I should at least have a look at. Mini fusion power generation. This is probably a much more sensible thing to look at. Actually, I could start using the I could produce deuterium on my main planet, and then send them off to the other planet with the logistics spaceships, and that will make 15 megawatts, which is not bad. What do you mean lower upgrades? In up lower, oh, down here, we've got research speed, which would be lovely. But except the limiting factor on research is how many packs I can make. Vein utilization or logistic comparative. I don't see any particular. Oh, ray transmission if it's solar sail life. That could be quite solar sail life. That could be quite nice. Have them last a bit longer while they're out there. Minus 10% dissipation. That sounds useful. It sounds like it would help, but not that much if I'm Yeah, so the solar cell life fine. Ray transmission efficiency would get me presumably means more of the power would make it through to the ground. But I think the limiting if the thing will only collect 6 megawatts in the first place, then having more ray transmission efficiency won't really help all that much. Um, I'm going to build one because I think it's sort of my robot is having is he dancing or is he just twitching? You short circuiting, mate. I don't know. Yeah, having one of these to play around with and just to see what it can do would be quite nice. Especially as I'm sort of launching the things up as we go to make more things. Why have you stopped still? Why are you still stopped? Oh, path is blocked. So is it? Oh, blocked by the other planet. Eh. And by the time we've spun enough, yeah, okay, so we're in a position at the moment where we just simply can't launch them because the other planet was in the way. We need to wait for the orbit to carry on around it. I mean, I would be grumpy about that, but it actually doesn't remotely matter because we're in at the moment we're in a position where we can't launch, where we can't use them anyway from what we've launched. Right. Okay. I feel like I've made a bit of a reasonable level of achievement so far this run, and I think I'm probably going to stop early because we've got family members coming over to visit, so I should probably go and be sociable with them. So I think this is probably quite a good place to stop because I've got the solar panels getting launched up into space. I've got the logistics running. In fact, let's have a look and see how the logistics tower is coping. We've now got now got up to 4,800 of the titanium and 4,500 of the silicon. So the amount we've got of these is going up. It's coming in faster than it's being used, so that's great. It's yeah, the system we've got running at the moment is fast enough for the current demands on it. So that's good. Happy with that. And that's with research happening as fast as it possibly can over there. Granted, we're not doing very much building over here, but we are researching our little socks off over there somewhere. So that's pretty good. This thing just can't shoot anywhere. So yes, next time I'll have a look into. I'll get some infrastructure together to start building the beam receivers. Maybe to start making these guns as well, because you're quite right. I'm going to want more than one of these because especially without having so much downtime, I'm going to think when it can shoot. I'm going to want it to be firing. I'm going to want them to be firing massive salvos out just to get the mirrors up and out there. But at the moment, I don't really care too much because I think that the limiting factor is going to be, well, at the moment, right now, the limiting factor is I don't have any beam receivers. So I need to make those, get that up and running, and then I can start deciding from there what I want to do. I also want to start have a look at nuclear power because I suspect that might actually just be better, at least at this stage of the game, even if it does require some fuel. Interestingly, these things beam power is going to require fuel as well because apparently the solar cells don't last all that long. They will eventually just disintegrate and crumble up. So I'm going to need to be firing a decent amount of them out to keep this production going. Oh yeah, having a row of them across the equator, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Because then you could have I could have them all the way around the planet with a big long belt carrying the sails around, and all of them well, hope nearly all of them will be able to fire nearly all the time. Some of them will be able to fire. That's what I'm trying to say. At the moment, this planet's in the way, so it wouldn't be able to. But in general, in theory, there would be one able to fire most of the time. I think this one's about to kick in again. Judging by, well, can't turn the camera the way I want to because the sun is up there, so it should start firing pretty soon. Oh, there we go. Pitch angle is 0. What does it have to be at before it can start firing? Obviously, it can only fire upwards. Oh, there we go. 5 degrees, and it can go there. Right, so it's now firing again. Okay, so So what was I saying? So yes, having a ring of those all the way around the planet would be quite nice. Although I suspect I might be better off making these sails, shoving them in a logistics craft to take off to another planet, and then launching them from there, somewhere where there isn't a massive gas giant that gets in the way half the time, because that did stop quite a few of them being launched. But as is, yeah, we're doing quite nicely, filling up the orbit over here. So that's going well. So we just need to do something with the power from there. So that, I say, next week I shall look into. Basically, next week is going to be all about power. I think we're going to look into getting the beam receivers up and running, so we can start having power being brought down to the planets that need it from these solar panels that I'm putting out there, because there's no point in having them just up here glowing in the sky if we're not going to use them for something. Then I'll have a look into deuterium-based nuclear power plants as well, because I think that's probably going to be more useful, potentially more useful, um, because the extra amount of power it can produce. Or maybe I'll try and stick a few 6 megawatt beam receivers on the pole of a Leaf 3 over here. We shall see. So there's definitely some things to think about there. And from there, to be honest, I'm pretty much going to follow my nose. I don't really know what the next thing I want to do is. I'm going to see what extra challenges will pop up, and just see really. Yes, having a space station at one of the Lagrange points would be great. So probably there's one about here, isn't there? So you've got Lagrange points. There's one between the Earth. Well, if we treat this as like the Earth and the Earth and the Moon here, I think there's one about here. There's one about here. I think there might be additional ones. There's certainly additional ones out here and here, I think, and those would be the best ones for launching them from. That'd be fantastic. Uh, but yes, as far as I'm aware, that's not a thing. You never know; it might be. Maybe we'll discover later. But as far as I'm aware at the moment, not a thing. Yeah, but yes, that would be ideal for launching that. And then presumably, at some point I'm going to fill this orbit up, and it's going to say, this orbit's full, and I can start a second one that's about here. Or maybe it'll be at a different angle, so we'll have them going around this way round the sun instead of this way. Because one of the things that's always bothered me about the idea of a Dyson sphere is that a Dyson ring, absolutely fine. You build it up as a solid ring all the way around at a geostationary, or no, sorry, at an orbit where it just spins at the right speed. It doesn't pull itself apart. It's stable. But if you try and make a solid sphere like that, then it's just not going to work. So I think that traditionally the way a Dyson sphere works is that you have multiple rings all at slightly different angles. So eventually you will get complete coverage of the sun. However, the downside of that is each additional one you pull in is going to have slightly less solar um, input essentially, because you're going to get a lot of the power. A lot of the time, bits of it are going to be shadowed by another one. Yes, there probably is one between the Earth and the Sun. Yes, I think you're right, because there's going to be one between the Earth and the Moon. So yeah, there must be one. So somewhere between the Earth and the Sun. There must be a point where the two gravitational forces balance each other out. Yes, there must be. And I think I feel like there's another one further out, but I'm not actually sure. I'd have to look it up. Anyway, so yes, I shall carry on trying to build up a Dyson. This is a Dyson swarm rather than a Dyson ring or a Dyson sphere. But we'll carry on trying to build that up. Get some nuclear power up and running as well. So yeah, make sure you come back next Wednesday. We'll have a play around with all of this stuff then. Lots to do there. And keep it running. Yes. Also, check out this video sponsor. That's trefoil.be. They provide all kinds of gaming servers for multiplayer hosting. So I know they do Factorio and Minecraft, and they do about a handful of other games as well. And I should really look those up and have them written down somewhere so that I can sound a little bit more knowledgeable about it. But if you go to trefoil.be/Laurence Plays and then sign up with the code Laurence Plays, you'll get 20% off your first order as well, which is lovely. Then let's see what else happens on the channel. Well, there'll be another Factorio stream on next Monday, because that's the multiplayer one with space exploration and Krastorio 2 that you're probably all aware of. And videos for the summary videos for both of the streams will come out over the weekend. So I hope you'll come along and watch those and enjoy them. And yeah, let me know any questions you have. So I think that brings me to a nice stopping point. This bus is getting a bit ridiculous. It now stretches. Actually, it's not even a quarter of the way around the planet yet, so it's not as ridiculous as I thought it was going. I think those are called gigameters, the Ave. Mega killer. There's a logistics ship coming in. Nice. Yeah, it would be a gigameter. But yes, I think space is definitely exciting. Even real life space stuff. Right, so that's been a quite a good stream. I feel like the progress is slowing down, but that's always the way with these sort of games, because you start off with really easy stuff, and then the challenges get bigger and bigger and require you to do more and more. But that said, there's been some quite exciting things like railguns that launch solar panels and little spaceships that carry stuff around for me. So I'd say that's some pretty good progress. Oh, and yeah, the spaceships are all landed here, because does that mean we've got enough stuff? No, it doesn't. I don't know why they're sitting here. Maybe they're unloading slowly. I don't know, but they do seem to be parked here. But maybe that's clearly why you can only have 10 at a time on one of these things. Right, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.